stand to your feet and clap for the greatest WWE web show in the world and feel the power of the Raw review. It's a new year. It's a new year. Yes, it is.
I feel it.
Do you feel it?
I felt it.
I felt it too.
Wow, it was amazing.
That
is us, the new Gamerfridge show. We're calling this one Raw Review, and Mr. SeaWorld here with me. So Mr. SeaWorld, do you want to kind of explain what we're going to be doing here?
Yeah. So, if in case you've been living under a rock for the past, I don't even know how long, WWE Monday Night Raw is a show where people wrestle and stuff.
Yeah, and we're kind of big fans.
Yeah.
I'm not as big a fan as you.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. I've been watching since WCW. I never really. Later, when you guys got into it, I was in WWE. Used to be WWF. Yeah, I did watch. I'm sorry, I did watch one like Hogan and Warrior and the Rockers and stuff like that. That was Shawn Michaels tag team. But we're here now, and again, what are we doing here, Corbin?
We are going to go over every week on Monday night, and we're going to watch Raw, and then we're going to go through each segment and match, and then we're going to review them.
We're going to just kind of recap it, and then give us our thoughts, give a little insight on what we're thinking, and we think they're actually, it's kind of good, because Corbin's a little younger, or Mr. SeaWorld, I'm sorry. Oh man, Mr. SeaWorld.
I don't have one of those.
Mr. SeaWorld is a little younger, and I'm from the older generation, so it's both see if who they're gearing their wrestling to nowadays. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing, and a lot of this production is done on the PS4 of all things. I've done a lot of video editing in my life, and surprisingly, it was quite easy to do a lot of this stuff. I mean, it still has some learning curve. I think the game itself has a learning curve on how to actually do production wise. And that's another thing we're using is for our video, because of copyright laws and not wanting to be sued into oblivion, we are going to use footage from the game instead of the actual TV show.
Yeah,
and the thing we just noticed about the game, PS4 has this really cool feature where you can record. It'll record whatever you're doing, and you can like save it into the video file and edit it. And so that's how we're gonna actually be able to pull this off. But on this game in particular, it mutes out the intro music, which is a real bummer. I think that takes a lot out of it. So, but they were able to give us some free music, so I'm able to kind of fake it. So that's why if you're like, dang, that's not his intro music, that is why is copyrights. So blame the lawyers.
I hate those
things. But we're going to do the best we can, and with what production, do the best we can with what we have. That's excellence. So we get into it. That is our intro, and we will get into the show momentarily. All right, so Monday, the 4th, January 4th, 2016, the first Raw of the new year.
Hey. Raw words.
Well, it started off, they did a recap of last week, and if you're starting off fresh, new year, and don't know what's going on, Vince last week got arrested for supposedly manhandling a cop in the ring because he was trying to get Roman Reigns arrested. Instead, he gets arrested for having a hot temper, and so it shows that, and then of course they do like a fake press conference outside the courtroom or whatever, the jail, and
fake? Nothing is fake, Dad.
And he comes out and gets bail, and then comes out just in time for the end of the show. Just in time.
That was amazing.
I just love how fast those lawyers work.
It was quite the coincidence.
I mean, and to tell Roman Reigns that he's facing Sheamus this week,
which is now,
with a special guest referee
Which happened to be Vince McMahon. Yeah, funny thing about
Vince
that.
McMahon. So
I don't
it's
think
pretty
he
much
likes Roman very much, to be honest.
Yeah. So that was the recap, and that's kind of the whole setup for the whole show. They try to build that that match. So, and of course, Stephanie was involved in that altercation. She was the first one out, and
My question
screaming
is,
her head off. Terrible acting. Just it was terrible. But whatever.
pessimist.
So Stephanie comes out beginning of the Raw. So we'll switch gears. That was a recap. I think it took about 5 minutes of the show, beginning of the show, and then Stephanie comes out first thing, hot stuff, and like I want to say like 10 seconds into her theme song, Roman Reigns theme song kicks in, and he comes flying through the crowd. Not really flying. He just kind of
Because he's
Moses.
Roman.
And then
Roman.
they do a stare off, and I think the funniest thing, if you paid attention to it, he looks at her and says Happy New Year.
What?
Yeah, I caught that the second time around. I was like, that's funny. He's like, Happy New Year. Then he walks in the ring, and then he says, I don't think we need you here. So I'm yeah, and for the most part, it was a lot of posturing, just like I'm rich, this is all I got, so you can't stop me, kind of thing. So I mean, it was just, I don't know, it's just
Negative.
it was filler.
Okay.
It was filler.
Let's get him to stop talking for a second. I love this segment. I love this entire show. This show was great. This segment was awesome, and it built up the Roman, and it got the crowd cheering for him, and people loved it.
Okay. The beginning of it was just nonsensical. It was no point in it because
He just showed a giant thing with the Vince McMahon getting arrested, and then what were they gonna do? Not start off with that?
well, no, I'm not talking about not starting out. I'm talking about just Stephanie coming out and Roman coming out, and then Roman trying to call her dad out, and it was just kind of like, okay, let's get this over with, kind of a thing. But I did like the end of it, how they ended it, which was the best line from the whole thing is at the end, and this got a lot. This built it up good enough, as Roman said, because they kept on bringing up his dad, and I guess his brother, his uncle, or something. I don't know. I guess all the Samoans are related somehow that are ever in wrestling.
Anwye family. I
And-
probably butchered that.
But he says, I wouldn't worry about my father, because she started talking trash about his. Because I would worry about yours, because if anyone screws me tonight, you won't be picking up your daddy from jail. And there was like a big pause, and everybody's like, yeah. You'll be picking him up from the hospital. And it just like blew up from there. And and I don't know if it's just me, but I wanted them to say the morgue.
What?
Instead of the hospital. I was like, he's going to be dead. I was like, okay, I guess they wouldn't go that dark. But I thought he was going to go there. I was like, you're going to be picking him up from the morgue. Nah, he's picking him up from the hospital. Well, it was pretty funny. So, that was it. That was how they opened the show. And then, of course, they go into the next match. So the first match of the night
Is perfection.
was Kevin Owens versus Mr. Seaworld's favorite,
Adrian. Neville.
Neville.
Or just Neville. That's what they call him now.
Yeah, but first person to come out was Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. Lunatic Fringe.
So last week, Kevin Owens put Dean Ambrose through an announce table,
That was fun.
and
And hey, don't forget the part where Neville beat Owens in like 5 seconds.
that is true. He beat him in 5 seconds, and then
Like a minute tops.
and Kevin Owens proceeded to be so mad about it that he threw him
He just
through every corner and beat the crap out of him.
Which resulted in him coming out tonight. His stomach is all taped up. And
Yeah. So first off, Ambrose comes out, and that's the reason why, because this match is going on. It's a rematch, and Ambrose is there to kind of be an enforcer, trying to.
Not enforcer.
Actually, commentary. Well, he's there to make his presence known. And
when has this never not ended up in someone getting beaten up?
I can't think of one. But yeah. Anyway, I'm Dean Ambrose. I want to say that I was pleasantly surprised at him on commentary. I was like, wow, this guy is actually really good on commentary.
You know who else is really good?
Who?
Dolph Ziggler.
Yes, Dolph is good too. But he was very coherent, and I actually enjoyed listening to his commentary and him talk, which was, I was surprised, because usually he's just kind of like, I'm a crazy guy, and I just throw my body in the wind and just see what it hits, kind of a thing. But just hear him being halfway intelligent and actually know what he's saying.
Wait, have you never heard the line, "I'm going to replace Michael Cole with a goldfish"?
No, I haven't.
Really?
No, I haven't heard that. Well, I just started watching this again, so. Well, anyway.
Shame.
Anyway, so I was really impressed with Dean Ambrose. So Dean Ambrose is on commentary, and then out comes Kevin Owens. And he's madder than all get out. So he does his thing, and then, of course, big pop for Neville, Ethan's favorite.
You're messing
all my
Mr.
boys.
SeaWorld.
Mr. SeaWorld's favorite too. And he comes out and like Mr. SeaWorld said, ribs taped up, so he got quite a beating last week. But he didn't seem to bother him in the match.
it did actually though.
No, it didn't seem to bother. He was still able to pull
by
off.
the way, is the only reason he lost.
And
just saying.
we haven't got to that part.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Owens won.
A great I think great matchup, great
performance.
It lasted a little longer this time. They both did some great moves. Neville doing a flip outside of the ring. He just jumped on the steps and just flipped right into to Owens, and that was freaking. And then Owens later had Neville on the top rope, went and took him and DDT'd him from the top rope and landed him like straight up on his head, and like he was like, and then he just like flopped over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. So I mean, that match, I think that was, besides the main event, probably the best match of the night, and it was super entertaining. I gave it a solid B plus.
A plus.
Anything that Neville is in Mr. SeaWorld's gonna get an A++.
He looks good in.
Even though so Owens ended up winning that match, and I think he did it fairly. It wasn't, there was nothing shady about how he. I mean, it was
a clean win technically, but
clean win.
It wasn't Neville's fault though, because he has.
I just think it was a good match. And,
yeah,
and really nobody, and he won, and he was, and it was like, okay, that was good.
I liked the story that was being told in this match, because Owens was like, Neville knew he couldn't like be defensive at all because his ribs is.
Yeah, because he started off right away and just kicked him and ran right at him and kicked him.
He just had to keep up the offense. Then he slipped up, and Owens got like one solid kick, like it was like a straight kick to the gut, and then he lost. That's what screwed him.
But he still was able to pull off. I think, did he pull out the arrow? I can't remember.
No, he didn't. He
was doing some crazy stuff.
But that reminds me of my favorite line ever from like this entire show. Dean Ambrose on the commentary was like, "There's not a lot of There's not a lot of moves that I can't pull off, but there sure is one of them."
That sure is one of them. Yeah, that was the flip. That was him running up to the the stairs outside of the ring and just flipping right over onto him. Like, he just did a forward flip right onto him and landed on him. That was actually real good. So this, like I said, Owens wins. I give it a B+. For, like I said, probably besides the main event, the most entertaining match of the night. So the next thing that happened was a cutscene came up with Mr. McMahon, and it finally shows that, because in the beginning we kind of glossed over that Stephanie said that Mr. McMahon wasn't in the building, but he would be there for the match. Mm-hmm. So it shows him showing up in a limo, and then they do an interview, and pretty much says, I'm rich, so I can get off of doing bad things and get away with it.
I am the law.
Something like that. So that's pretty. It was pretty much worth. It's all building up the main event. So then the next thing was second match was Titus O'Neil versus Stardust.
Fun fact, wasn't on Hulu.
Yeah, a lot of these matches aren't on the. If you go to watch these on the repeat on the Hulu, they cut out quite a bit. I thought they cut out maybe shorten up things.
One match in particular was why.
Yeah, they cut out quite a bit. But Titus O'Neil versus Stardust, I gave it a C. Titus O'Neil wins. It was a wrestling match. It was.
I like the part where Stardust was like, no, and the guys were like,
Cody chants.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I kind of missed that whole him turning into Stardust, so I kind of want to go back and try to figure out. I mean, I think it's cool. I like the idea that he's Stardust, and because his brother's Goldust, and I like that. But I just want to. I missed where he turned into Stardust, so I kind of want to go back and check that out. But it was a match. It wasn't. I can see why Hulu cut it out. It was.
Titus won.
Titus won. I said I gave it a C.
I think Stardust improvised a little because the crowd was like Cody Rhodes, and it was like no, and then he lost. It was like
yeah. It was.
It was smart.
Yeah. Cutscene to some girls talking, and Ric Flair somehow related to one of them, and he says "woo," and then I guess they have a match afterwards, and he says "woo" again. So,
but there was so much more.
Not really. It was just "woo, woo, woo." No, it wasn't even the "woo, woo, woo." It was the "woo."
But there was a heel turn, and
no one cares. Yeah. And after that, cutscene to Sheamus and McMahon. This is really boring, super boring. It was just McMahon telling him there's gonna be no gouging, there's gonna be no low blow. I mean, and then he says, "May the luck of the Irish be with you," pretty much setting up that this is gonna be a complete setup because.
May the luck of the Irish be with you.
Is he supposed to be Irish? Is McMahon an Irish name?
No.
McDuck?
No.
Mr. McDuck was Irish, so.
Scrooge McDuck? Oh, yeah.
So maybe it is.
Something about these Mick people.
Yeah. Somebody made a joke about that.
Ronald McDonald.
About Scrooge McDuck. Maybe he's related.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it was just boring. So it was kind of pointless.
McMahon, and he's a man. McDuck, and he's a duck. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, so this match is Ryback versus The Big Show. And first off, I would just like to say thank you, Wyatt family, very much for not having to make me watch this match again. Because this match has happened very, very many times.
Very, very many?
Yes.
How many is that?
Like...
One money?
They had, like, the match at TLC, The Miz and Ryback and Big Show were in a match, and Miz just kind of faded out of that, and then they just kept going and going, and then, like, on Miz TV a while ago. Not even a while ago. It was like last week. They had Miz and Heath Slater and a bunch of jobbers come to the ring. And I was loving it because are they getting a push? That would be amazing. And then the Big Show came out. I was like, nope, punch, punch. Right back standing there. Big Show throws him out of the ring. I'm just like, that's
So
upsetting.
it's been played out.
Yeah, and then they have the match again, and I was like, I've seen this so much. It's like, and they're not. I mean, I like Ryback and Big Show. I think they can put on a good match, but
It's only sometimes you can see this match.
John Cena and Randy Orton, that happens a lot. But,
Used to.
yeah, but it was kind of cool because it was like, it didn't happen I wouldn't say it didn't happen every 2 seconds, but, it
was more entertaining.
I can take Ryback and Big Show going at it a lot, just not every time they're in the ring, it's Ryback versus Big Show.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't even mention why I said thank you, Wyatt family. They interrupted the match, at the very beginning, and it was great. And they're like, we're gonna go in the Royal Rumble and we're gonna win. And I was like, cool. Wyatts. I like the Wyatts. And you know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest, that's who I want to win the Royal Rumble.
The Wyatts?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Bray.
Bray?
I mean, the only actual Wyatt.
But I actually...
Harper, Rowan, Strowman, Wyatt. It's the Wyatt family.
So yeah, this was a good. I put I put in our notes. That's a good heat for the Wyatts. I mean, because they went after both of them. Went after Ryback. Went after Big Show. And I can't really tell if they're both face or both heel. It doesn't really. It doesn't really matter. It's Big Show is Big Show and Ryback is Ryback, and they just are. But the Wyatts are putting on. You know what? I think the best match last year was that ECW reunion against the Wyatts, that all-out brawl. And so, I mean, that match got me respecting the Wyatts a whole lot more. To put up with the Dudley. I mean, that match, if they can put on that kind of match,
and then
I want to see that again, to be honest.
Strowman.
So this was kind of just interrupting them, and that was that. And so nobody really won this match. It just ended. It started, and then it was done.
The Big Show Strowman stare down. That was good.
Yeah, you thought something was gonna happen. I didn't realize how big he was. He's taller than Big Show.
I was kind of disappointed because you know what I wanted to happen? I wanted Big Show to go for the KO punch on Strowman, and then Strowman just takes it. Isn't even phased.
That would, and he'd be like,
He'd be like
he's so dumb that he would just
But he's not dumb.
What was that?
But Strowman's not dumb. That's the thing. He's a big dude, but he's
yeah, he is. I didn't realize how big he was.
He's a big dude, and but
that was
not
that.
Dumb though. It's about intelligent.
It's about intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay. But that was that. We're just kind of dragging this one on.
I liked it.
That was that. So after that, we had the fifth match, which was the League of Nations with Russo and Alberto Del Rio.
Rusev.
I don't know. Rusev, what did I say? Versus the Usos, tag team. It was a tag team match. Highlights of this match would be the Lana chants. Those are always funny. Because they don't want Rusev, they want Lana. And Usos slamming Rusev. They threw him. They did a Irish whip into the rope, and then both of them picked him up and dropped him. I was like, oh my gosh! I didn't realize how agile Rusev was though, because he actually jumped up at one point. He was on one of the Uso brothers. I think it was Jay. He was at the top, and he ran up there and flipped him off backwards off the top rope. I'm like, wow, that's a big dude. So there was a lot of high flying with the Usos, and it was It was a good match.
It wasn't on Hulu, so I didn't see it.
Yeah. So it was a good match. League of Nations won that one. I give it a B. It was quite entertaining. I'm really surprised that the Hulu cut that out. But it was entertaining.
The next match they also cut out, which is Dolph Ziggler versus Heath Slater. Which, if you hear those words together, you would understand why they would cut that out.
Yeah.
Oh, Heath Slater.
And it was actually, the match itself was sloppy, and it wasn't very good.
But I loved it.
But the birth of
the social outcast.
The birth of the stable, which I don't Bo Dallas. What's the other two?
Curtis Axel and Adam Rose.
Adam Rose. I don't know much about Adam Rose.
Dude, Curtis Axel, son of Mr. Perfect.
Son of Mr. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know why he doesn't go by the son of Mr. Perfect, because he should just...
Because that's not his name.
Because everybody's taking everybody else's personas from the past. Why wouldn't you get Mr. Perfect if you're the son? So that's my 2 cents. So that happened, but like you said, the birth of social outcast. I know you're really excited about that. Because I know he's big social media, and you're big on helping the jobbers. So.
I feel bad for every jobber ever, and this is just a group.
I don't see I think Bo Dallas has got his own thing that's hilarious to me. I mean, I don't like him, but I like what he's doing because it's hilarious. I mean, watch his freaking intro and his video, and it's just got people that's like, oh, Bo leave. I mean, if he doesn't lose his Bo leave, I'm down for it, because he's the one that's kind of built his own personality. After that,
I love this so much though, because it's just they're actually starting to become a thing, and it makes me so happy.
I think that helps them. It's going to give them. I like stables, and I like. I'm a big fan of stables, and anything. And stables help a group of people, and not just one person.
I just hope this isn't the Spirit Squad.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. But anyway, we gotta move on. Cutscene of Roman and Mr. McMahon doing the exact same thing he did with Sheamus, except for Sheamus says, "Don't get in my way, don't screw me."
I think this was a little more interesting, just because it's McMahon talking to Roman and not Sheamus, which is just yeah.
So it's kind of
it's just more tension.
Yeah, more tension.
It's not very good.
After that, New Day segment. Big fan of New Day. I think they're
I'm
just
surprised they didn't say
entertaining.
New Year. We took that from you, New Day.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Big thing.
they're very entertaining. Highlights of the segment. Jericho coming out.
It was like a countdown.
A countdown, and all of a sudden it switched. I'm like,
it was like
you can't have a countdown without Y2J. And Jericho comes out.
What was the surprise? Was it just gonna be unicorns? I bet it was unicorns.
Because they had something to show as a surprise, and Jericho ruined it.
Yeah.
So we never found out what it was. But Jericho is actually very, very intelligent on the mic. He's always been intelligent on the mic, and to have him go at New Day was just awesome.
And
it was
New Day are like the
and they got him to say what is it, Rudy Tooty Booty. And he got the crowd chanting Rudy Tooty Booty, so that was
a thing that happened, and it was great.
Yep. So that was great. And
the New Day.
And then the New Day immediately after had a match with Kalisto and the Dudley Boys, so it was a 3-on-3 match. New Day wins.
Sin Cara out with injury.
Great match. I loved it. So
I didn't pay attention to it.
So that was that match. And the final match of the night, the one they've been building up to the whole night. Main event: Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, with a Vince McMahon as a guest referee. And I want to say this off the bat. I really did not know what they were going to do. I honestly did not know if they were going to, if Roman was going to lose the belt, if he was going to lose. I really could not, and I couldn't wrap my mind around how, if he was going to win, how it was going to happen. And it was a good match. I would have to say that the way they did it and the way it turned out. I mean, you thought it was going to go one way at one point, and it didn't, and you were like, okay, maybe it will happen. And it was just a really good match. I don't know, what was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was a really good match. I had a feeling that Roman was gonna win. I had no idea how, but I had like, because they're trying to build Roman up and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I thought he was gonna win. I just had no idea how. I felt like Sheamus could win. I was, yeah.
I mean, once you noticed that McMahon was just doing a super fast count, and then when Sheamus pin him, and then once Roman would get a pin on him, a chance to get a pin on him, he would just go super slow, and then Sheamus was like, oh, look over there while I throw this big thing of stairs on him and stuff like that. So I'm almost like, man, I can't see how they're gonna pull this off if they're gonna let Roman, because he isn't gonna DQ him. At first, I thought maybe he'll DQ him,
but he's not gonna lose the title.
That was the thing. He wouldn't lose the title.
I was gonna say that because Roman.
No, that's why I was thinking maybe Roman would just intentionally get DQ'd.
No, you know what I thought would have been a cool thing, okay, so I was kind of disappointed that this didn't happen. Well, I saw Roman Superman punch Vince McMahon, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, wait, he didn't DQ him for that? And then I realized McMahon isn't going to DQ him.
Right, that's what I think. That's what I thought. It's like, well, maybe he can just get DQ'd, and then he's like, no, he ain't going to let anything disqualify. That's why I was just like, man, he's so screwed in this match. How are they going to figure this out?
You know what I thought would have been cool is if Roman got a chair out and he just started pounding on Sheamus with it, and he just looked at McMahon like, DQ me.
Yeah, I mean, from that point of view, you think, well, Roman's like, I'm not going to get DQ'd, so I might as well act like this is a no-holds-barred match.
Yeah.
You might as well if he isn't going to DQ anybody, because if he doesn't win, because the whole point was to get the belt off of Roman. And so he finally, after knocking out 2 refs, because I guess they had another ref in his pocket, kind of, so to speak.
It's like his special, super.
And he did it he didn't do it fast enough.
Special authority ref or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
He didn't tap
who this guy was.
I didn't. And the announcer saying, "Oh, that's this guy. He's shady." I'm like, the man is stealing this from WCW. They had a guy. They had an NWO ref in WCW.
You know who I kind of wanted to come out?
Who?
I forgot his name, but it was like this ref dude. He was a ref in a match, and he was just a ref. But then he low blowed Ryback. I forgot his name. What is his name? I don't know. But he did it, and he came on Raw, and he's like, I want to be a wrestler. And it was great.
I don't want to ref him. I want to be a wrestler. But yeah, it was good. I would have to say, for beginning of the year for Raw, good way to end it. And then, of course, Roman Reigns does win this match.
It was amazing.
They get another ref finally out there, and it was a good, maybe, I don't know how long this match was. It was a good 10 minutes. And they got the win.
House.
And a big pop, huge. Everybody's just like, yeah.
It's really, okay, so for those of you who don't know, and by that I mean Dad, last year, Roman won the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And everyone hated it. Because Roman was getting this giant push, and they just got introduced to him. They're like, dude, just cool down. And no one liked Roman winning. And The Rock came out and everything. He was like, this is my cousin. And they tried their best, but no one liked it. And when you look at that, and then they...
Oh, really? That's right, they're related.
Yeah, and you know why, the main reason why everyone was upset?
Why?
They wanted Daniel Bryan to win. And you know what? They even, WWE even teased them. I wasn't watching it. I only started watching this last year. Well, I mean last year's Royal Rumble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying.
I know.
And yeah, and then they even teased it, they had Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, and the winner gets to have the Royal Rumble stuff, and then Roman won again. And they're like, guys!
But he ended up getting hurt like everybody else, and so it was probably a good move. But now, now that saying all that, that'll build up to what.
And now everyone loves him. You know what? You know what won everyone over? The best Raw of last year. Like, it was like 3 Raws ago when everyone just was like, "Holy crap, Roman, you're good now. We like you."
Right. So it takes a while to win the crowd over, but the big reveal at the end of the match, that wasn't even the Roman winning wasn't the big deal. The big deal is Vince, after getting Superman punched, goes, "You like being against everybody?
One versus all.
One versus all. Well, you got it. At the Royal Rumble match, you're defending your title. So now, okay, that changes everything about the Royal Rumble, because usually the winner of the Royal Rumble usually goes against the World Heavyweight Champion.
But then
that's the number one contender.
I don't understand how that's gonna work.
So now it actually makes the Royal Rumble really, really interesting to watch, because now what number is Roman going to come out on?
Like 2. I'm guessing like 2. Vince McMahon's going to pull some crap like that. I know who's going to be number 1. The Big Show.
Yeah, the Big Show said he'd be number 1. He didn't care. And I mean, he's going to take all of them to push him over. So, so this makes this whole everybody announcing to be in the Royal Rumble now has got to look at it. Holy crap! This isn't just a chance to be number 1 contender. This is to win it all. Mm-hmm. And so
I don't. Who's going to be the number 1 contender then? That's what I don't.
So yeah, how that. Because usually this builds it up to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble builds up to WrestleMania. So I have no idea how that's going to work. It's going to be very interesting.
It happened one other time, and I wasn't alive then.
I don't even remember this. And so, yeah. So that wrinkle in the whole thing, and who knows if it's going to stick. I don't know if this is going to stick, if it's going to get changed before the Royal Rumble. I don't know when the Royal Rumble is.
I mean, this is also why I want Bray Wyatt to win, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think he would make a phenomenal champion. Like, have you seen him on the mic?
Yeah.
He's really good.
He's a weirdo.
Yes, seriously. But he's really good at being a weirdo.
Right. So, well, that is our thoughts and our analysis and our, what I gave that whole episode, I gave it a B-. A good start to the year. I think there's room for improvement, but a good solid B- for me. I hope they build on it. I read some other reviews on it, and they said that there was a lot of good wrestling, which there was. There was. I like seeing some good wrestling, and there was quite a bit. I want more Dudleys this year. I want everybody. People stop getting hurt.
That would be great. I mean, we're starting off 2016 fresh and new, and you know what? This is going to be the year when no one gets injured at all. John Cena is injured.
This whole almost half the roster right now is injured. So, Sting's injured, and that's one of my favorite wrestlers. I want to see him back. At least one more match.
My dogs.
And so, yeah, that's our wrap and analysis, and we'll hope to see you guys next week. We're hoping to get these things out once a week, probably on Saturdays. If not, we can get them sooner. But we'll see you next time. I am AI,
and I am Mr. SeaWorld,
and we'll see you next time. Dun, dun, dun. Lucha, raw review, Lucha, raw review, Hey, It's time for another episode of Raw Review, brought to you by Gamerfridge.com. And I am AI, and with me is Mr. SeaWorld. Say hello, Mr. SeaWorld.
Hi.
How you doing? How you feeling today?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Mr. SeaWorld's a little under the weather. He's got a little stuffy nose, but we will continue on and fight through and persevere for you guys. And we'd like to thank everybody who has watched the first episode, and we are continuously improving, trying to get better. I have some great ideas of how I want this to eventually evolve into, but one step at a time. We are just learning the technology. Again, what we are doing is we are not actually doing a play-by-play of Raw, Monday Night Raw. We are just highlighting it and then recapping it, giving us our thoughts and our views and what we think. I'm a little older because I am Mr. SeaWorld's father, and I've been watching wrestling for quite a long time, but Mr. SeaWorld is just kind of getting into it, and this is kind of, he's in the prime of enjoying wrestling, so it's cool to have two different points of view. But anyway,
We're new at this.
yes, very new at this, and we're going to learn and get better. I guarantee it, and I promise you we will get way better at this. But so what we're going to do now is go into Raw. And another little thing on the technical aspect, we are using the PS4 to do most of the video that kind of highlights the matches. We set up the matches as best we can, and I am Mr. SeaWorld. I tell you what, this game, 2016 has just started. I'd say we're in the second week of 2016, and this wrestling game is called what? WWE 2K16, and it's already out of date, way out of date. There's already things I cannot even, that's happening on Raw that I can't even do in the game, like special referees. Today there's a 1 versus all match. I can't even put that in there.
That's because this is the first time they've ever made this match.
Yeah, that's true. There's like a lot of superstars missing that came in after the game, like Del Rio is a custom.
Not after the game.
Well, after the game came out originally, like in the middle of the year. So there's a lot of things. I'm even thinking about getting 2015 to do some of the things that I can't show in the game. But we're doing our best. It's just interesting to see how outdated this game already is. Even with...
But, like the game is good, and they have,
I'm just saying the game is good.
Like,
I'm just saying how outdated and everything is, and how there's just some things we can't even pull off anymore. Like stables, there can't be more than 3 people in a stable, so you can't have the Wyatt family. You can't show all 4 of the Wyatt family at once with their intro, which is kind of disappointing. But we're working around that, and just that's probably what you'll notice. But we're gonna do our best to kind of highlight and demonstrate as much as we can with the game Monday Night Raw. I wish we could actually just relive Monday Night Raw in the game. I think that would be an awesome feature. Like every Monday night you could replay Monday Night Raw, kind of like they do with the NBA, that on the NBA side, where you can actually play the game that's playing that day. So I think 2K, if anybody, could do that. But I digress. Okay, so let's get into Raw. The new Raw. So it starts out with the McMahons again. Can you believe that?
Man.
So Mr. McMahon and Stephanie McMahon come out, and this whole thing is, again, Ambrose. Not Ambrose. Roman Reigns. So there's always this friction between Roman Reigns and the McMahons. So they've been going back and forth. Of course, last week they highlighted the fact that Roman Superman punched McMahon, knocked him out, beat him up, and then McMahon comes back and says, "You want 1 versus all? You got it." And this is the first time it's set up. Royal Rumble. What do you think? What do you think of this idea? That it's going for whoever wins the Royal Rumble wins the championship.
I don't know. It's an interesting idea. It happened before, but like the title was vacated then. I know a lot of history that I shouldn't. So like, it depends on who wins. Really, it's weird to think about because like.
Do you really think Roman's going to lose the title in the Royal Rumble? Give your prediction right now.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt?
I don't think he's gonna win actually, but that's who I want to win.
No, who do you think Roman Reigns is going to lose the title?
Do I think? Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to say no.
I think.
I'm going to say no. He's not going to lose the title.
I think he's gonna get.
Because I think
he's gonna get eliminated by Dean Ambrose.
I think he's going to come in late.
Late?
I think sometime he's going to come in like second to last for some reason. I don't know. I have no no reason, but I have a feeling that he might just come in late.
Who I think? I have a sneaking suspicion that someone is going to be debuting on the Royal Rumble.
Of course. So you're gonna think it's gonna be the shocker one. Of course, they always do that. So.
And then they're gonna go on to win it, and who I
okay.
think it is.
Okay, give it.
Is AJ Styles.
AJ Styles?
Or how do I Shinuke Nakamura. That's how you. Yeah.
Okay.
He's.
The only one I would be satisfied with would be Goldberg. The only thing I would be satisfied with, if that happened, Goldberg came out and he won, I'll be like, okay.
I don't want AJ Styles to win.
Yeah, that's weird. AJ Styles coming in there.
Like,
okay. So anyway, so that happened. He set up that whole match, and they pretty much say, all right. They go back and forth again, but okay. It was a funny. Okay, this was way better than last week's because last week I said I was bored. But the funniest part for me is when the McMahons are coming out and they got everybody who's there for Raw in the back is lined up on the front of the stage, and then so they're all lined up, and then you got New Day off to when you're looking at the stage off to the right. And they're dancing away at McMahon's theme song.
Because they knew it.
They're just dancing away. And Bubba Dion. Bubba, he just looks over. Is it Bubba Ray?
Bubba Ray Dudley.
I'm sorry, Bubba Ray Dudley. He looks over, looks down. He's just, if we can, we're going to get a picture of this. And he looks down at the New Day like, you guys are a bunch of idiots. He doesn't say it. It's just like he's just deadpan staring at him like, what in the world are you guys doing? And they're just dancing away. I think I don't think anybody knows. I was sitting there I'm like, look at Dio. Look at Bo. He's just staring up, and he just shakes his head and that was the funniest.
The heck?
What the heck is going on? And okay, so then they come out, and like I said, Roman and the McMahons go at it for a little bit, and then they say, Roman says, "Well, okay, we're gonna give you a little taste of what you're gonna deal with in the Royal Rumble. We're going to have a 1 versus all." And he says, I'm going to pick, I don't know, 10, 12 people from this group right here. And then we're going to have a match. So that sets up the main event. That's going to be the main event. 1 versus all. Which, as you will find out, isn't quite that. But we'll get to that. So that is what sets up McMahon saying, oh, who could it be? Who could win the championship? One of these guys is going to win me. Or you could be facing one of these guys. And he said, maybe Ambrose. And then he goes, no, he won't be in. He won't be in there tonight because he's got a match with Sheamus. And Sheamus comes back right behind him and sucker punches him, knocks him out. Ding, ding, ding. We got the first match. Sheamus versus Ambrose. So the first match of the night, Sheamus versus Ambrose, like we said, was a match. It was just kind of a gut-wrenching. It
was a good match.
It was a good match. Sheamus mostly dominated for most of the match,
and then the end happened.
Yeah, and yeah, then Sheamus pretty much pounded Ambrose.
It was He got a lot of shots in whatnot. Ambrose. It was like a back and forth match, but like Sheamus always had the upper hand.
Yeah, he would try to fight back, but it was just every time he get countered. So.
But he never stayed down.
No, he never stayed down because he's just crazy. Ambrose is just this persona. He's crazy and doesn't care, and he just flies his body anywhere. But at the very end, close to the end of the match, something interesting happened. They're outside the ring, and we had to rewatch this to figure out when this happened. They're going. I mean, they're doing some. Sheamus put Ambrose through the. He didn't break the table, but he like picked him up straight up in the air and dropped him on the table. It didn't break the table, but he
got thrown into the steps, and Ambrose got thrown into the steps, and then Sheamus threw him into the barricade a bunch, and then
Ambrose decided to put Sheamus's forehead into the pole.
3 times.
3 times. And, you know, usually you think that's fake or they put their arm up. No, Sheamus used his freaking head and first time cut it. He cut it wide open and he did it again. And he did it again. And he's got blood. And it's funny because usually they stop it once they have blood. They like,
and they just kept going.
They kept on going. He and it wasn't just a little cut. He had blood going down his face. Just giant gash. I mean, he took it hard, and I was like, we rewatched it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he just took his hair and bashed his forehead into the pole, and
that can't feel good.
I haven't seen. I don't remember the last time WWE had blood. Where they didn't. I mean, last time I can think is when Undertaker accidentally got hurt in one of the matches, and they just kind of kept going.
No, it was at the Cell. Yeah, it was at the Cell match with Brock Lesnar. And
well, that's the last time I've seen it, so it's been a while. So I was surprised that they didn't cut that and stuff. But that was pretty much. And Ambrose was going to go at Sheamus one more time, and then Kevin Owens came in there and kind of broke it up. It felt like it was like, hey, go in there and break that up real quick. And so that happened, and it was uneventful after that. But the biggest thing was that cut. So then we move on to the next match. And the next match was the most exciting match of the whole night. Stardust versus Titus O'Neil.
It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Yeah, because we already seen it last week. They thought, hey, why don't we just show you this again for no apparent reason.
Titus wins.
And Titus won. Wait, he won last time. Yeah, so it was just a complete rerun. And
Titus is like has a thing where he's trying to get Stardust back to being Cody Rhodes, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
I see this as like the pre-show to Royal Rumble.
Pre-show to Royal. Yeah, it was a match, and
once again,
Titus O'Neil won, and
it was all right.
That was it.
Welcome to Raw is Gamerfridge.
Or Jericho?
Nope, Gamerfridge.
Gamerfridge? Okay.
It's ours.
It's ours, we're stealing it. We're stealing it from Jericho. Yes, Y2J highlight reel was back with his guest, New Day. But he didn't really introduce New Day. New Day just decided to introduce themselves. Came out, Rudy Tooty Booty. What can you say? Rudy Tooty Booty. Banter back and forth. That was pretty good. Set up a match, pretty much.
Got
the Usos out there.
We're the real tag team of the year, and the Usos are like, hold on, we actually are the tag team of the year. So that sets up a 3-on-3 match. Which
not really a 3-on-3.
2-on-2 with managers in each corner.
Yeah, Jericho's kind of like the manager, and Xavier Woods with his horn.
Of course.
Does he name that thing? Is that got a name?
His horn?
Yeah, did he name it?
Oh, Francesca.
I thought it had a name. I didn't know that, but so sets up the match. Usos versus New Day. the My Little Pony jabronis. I think JR said that, or who's the other guy on the commentary? JBL. I think he said that. He goes, they're the My Little Pony jabronis. He just said it. It was funny listening to him say it, and it was just funny watching Jericho chase off Xavier Woods.
And then, please take your hats off in respect for the death of Francesca.
Yeah, Jericho. Did Jericho break it? Yeah, Jericho broke the horn. There's some people disappointed about that. I was reading how people are that shouldn't have happened until WrestleMania.
The breaking of the
horn. Breaking of the horn. They said he better have a new one. I bet you he comes out with it all taped up. He's got to have it all taped up, bandaged, like it's in a sling.
Wait.
You had the horn in a sling. Poor Francesca. You can't keep New Day down though.
No.
By the end of the day, they were pretty happy though. By the end of the match. Yeah. So, Usos end up winning that match. It was entertaining. I think you know what, I'll say this about New Day. They're extremely entertaining. No matter what they're doing, they got it going. I mean, they're the new who is that one guy who used to come out and joke all the time? Santino. They're the new Santino.
How do you not remember Santino?
I just
shame.
I knew who he was. New Santino. He just makes me laugh. And they come out, they do some funny stuff. So I give him props.
Won that Royal Rumble. Next up, John Cena had surgery.
Yeah. You can't stop me, hear me, or see me because I'm not there right now.
You can't see me. I'm not here right now.
I'm in surgery with my arm in a sling. And everything. Anyway, yeah, they went and pretty much announced that John Cena is not going to be there for another couple of months because he had surgery, and they showed pictures.
Includes WrestleMania.
Which includes WrestleMania, which is he might be there because he was at SmackDown.
Doubt it.
Well, he might actually physically be there, but he ain't going to wrestle. There's no way he's going to wrestle.
I'm pretty sure SmackDown is where he got injured.
Yeah, but he was there after the surgery, I believe.
Oh.
Hey man, around. No, you're right. So I don't know. Hopefully he'll at least make an appearance.
And then in other news, Dora the Explorer won the South Pole.
Yeah, we were watching this live, and they just busted out these guys go to the South Pole, and then
it was like a
Dora you gotta see it's a Geico commercial, and it was just like what
commercial of the night.
Yeah, commercial of the night. We don't usually gonna review commercials, but that one happened to stick out. You made it. Good job. What took you so long?
You're Dora the Explorer. You explored.
I think Geico's got it going on with those commercials. If they do a tag, they should do something with wrestling. If you're John Cena, you're everywhere. That's what you do.
If you're John Cena, you kick out at 2. It's what you do.
That's pretty good. You should patent it. You should send that in. And then
where's the notes?
Then after that commercial, they come back and they did the Sting. Okay, Sting. Did they announce this already? I feel like we already talked about this, but Sting tribute, Hall of Fame. They announced Sting was going to be in Hall of Fame.
That was great.
And they got Kevin Hart.
I'm gonna be
LeBron James was tweeting about it. They had a lot of famous people totally down with this, and I'm super excited that Sting is in Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna be very disappointed if the last match he has isn't. If he has a last match, if it isn't Undertaker versus Sting.
Yeah, that seems like everybody wants. I mean, 2 old guys with canes slapping each other. That is where it's at. I believe.
Tell me you don't want to see that.
I do. I don't. I think no matter what, it's going to be a good match. It's just going to be, not what it would have been maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
It's going to feel amazing, no matter what.
If they could,
it's like the heart and soul of WWE versus the heart and soul of WCW, and I have no idea who I want to win.
Right.
Because it's WrestleMania.
I'm getting sick of WWE winning all those conflict, so I want Sting. WCW needs a win on that one. But anyway, that is
we didn't talk
the
about
tribute.
Brock and Steph arguing.
Oh yeah, and another thing.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Brock and Stephanie were arguing
Thank
about
you,
Brock
Stephanie.
showing up for the Royal Rumble. There's
Thank you, Stephanie.
there's no doubt in my mind Brock's going to be in the Royal Rumble. You?
They already said he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble.
But there was no doubt in my mind that he was.
I was scared. I was really scared because they did that in. I don't want main eventing WrestleMania.
Nobody wants a main event in WrestleMania.
Because I don't like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Fight me.
You hear that? You find us, Brock, and you bite Mr. SeaWorld's right in the nose. Or ear. Bite his ear. Like my Typhon.
I mean, he
My
knows
Typhon.
like 3 moves. Suplex, F5, Kimura lock.
And breaking Cena's neck. Is that
yeah,
a move?
That
With an
does that
F5.
count? Yeah, I think that's more like a bonus.
I think that's an added bonus. The Cena neck breaker.
Only works.
It's the
once.
Cena neck breaker. But yeah, I agree with you. But that's what happened during there. And then the next match comes up.
Okay, so this was amazing and I loved it, but then I didn't love it, but then I was confused and then I was very, very conflicted.
What match was that? You were...
The Wyatts versus the Social Outcasts.
Oh, they had their new T-shirts. Did you see that? And I was able to actually put the new T-shirts in the game.
Yeah. What?
Somebody uploaded it. Thank you very much. So I was able to make all the T-shirts.
Shout out to whoever you are.
But only 3 of the members will show up because 4 is just too much for my PS4 to handle.
I know,
Sorry.
right? Crack.
Even though my PS3 and PS2 could handle it. PS4, 4 people in a stable. Are you joking? Are you joking? I don't. But anyway, yeah, this is for some reason Mr. SeaWorld's favorite new group.
Because they're amazing and I love them and they're amazing.
I think I haven't been watching SmackDown, but I think they're gonna get more exposure on SmackDown.
Stop it. They need all of the Raw tribute.
No, I'm serious. I think they're actually going to help SmackDown. I think they're going to be really good there.
Okay. So
because SmackDown needs help.
Let me just say how this starts. Okay. So it's the Wyatts, and they're out in the ring, and no one knows why they're out there, and they're like blah 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 blah.
Well, we're talking about the match now, right?
Oh, what? Yeah. And then they're talking about their stuff, and then you hear the Social Outcast theme, which I think it was Heath Slater's theme. They need to get one.
Yeah, they need to get their own song.
Yeah.
And we can't use it in.
I mean, I love the Heath Slater theme and all, but I mean, yeah. And then they come out and they're like, I was amazed because these guys, okay, Heath Slater, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Adam Rose are standing up to the Wyatt family.
And the Wyatt family are laughing their heads off, and I think they couldn't believe what they were saying.
And it was amazing because they're like, holy crap. I love it. And they came in the ring and they actually put up a fight. That was the amazing thing.
For about less than 30 seconds.
Curtis Axel was staring Braun Strowman in the face, like straight up, just being like, "I will fight you."
I give him props for that.
I love it.
And then feed me more. Ryback comes out, interrupts the match, and
the match never even started. Actually,
there wasn't really a match. They just started beating each other up. Ryback comes out, chases them all out of the ring, and then it seemed like Ryback was on their team.
I watched an interview with them, and they were like, Michael Cole was like, so everyone's wondering, is Ryback a social outcast now? And Heath Slater was like, yes, and then Curtis Axel was like, no, and Bo Dallas was like, maybe, and then Adam Rose was like, I don't care.
Yeah, because they came out and interrupted the match for them.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. That is perfect.
I love it.
That was the perfect answer to that question. Because it's like their personalities of exactly how they say yes, no, maybe, I don't care.
And Bo Dallas, and okay, I just have to say this. Okay, so Michael Cole was like, he could be like your big guy, and then Bo Dallas was like, I'm the big guy. That's me. No, we don't need one. I'm the big guy.
You just gotta believe.
And obviously, if they have it, it's Curtis Axel.
Yeah, it's Curtis Axel. But yeah, that's more. Actually, I want to see the interview now because that sounds super more entertaining than that whole match. But that was that. So ran off, and that's gonna set up something, maybe a rivalry or a feud or something like that. More
I'm
to
just
come.
upset that the match never happened.
Yeah, I maybe next week.
Please. This match was amazing.
Del Rio versus Kalisto for the U.S. Championship.
I'm so happy.
And this was actually a legit match that blew my mind. Blew my mind.
This is the main event. I don't care what.
This
main event is.
this should have been the main event. I'm actually more interested in the U.S. Championship over the WWE Championship right now because
extremely impressive.
Because this was way more interesting. Pretty much the match of the night.
And it had Del Rio in it.
And it had Del Rio in it.
I mean, like nothing against Del Rio, but everything against Del Rio.
He's not your typical Mexican wrestler, and he's
been kind of
stale
at times.
But this match,
this made me be like, wow, Del Rio, you can put on a show. Actually, put
on a fight. I mean, worked really well. It had me guessing the whole time.
I had no idea. I was crossing my fingers for Kalisto.
I was rooting for Kalisto. Me too. I was like, come on. And they played it well. And Kalisto won. Lucha.
I was so happy.
And the big pop at the end.
Everyone was happy. Everybody was happy.
It was just like, what?
Like no one expected Kalisto to. It was great.
It was great. It was totally awesome. Don't know if he's gonna keep it. Honestly, I haven't checked SmackDown because he's supposed to wrestle on SmackDown again for the rematch.
I was scared.
I could see him giving it back. A title change on SmackDown is hard to believe.
Huh.
But
hold on.
But still.
So, anyways, on to the important stuff. Wait, what? What am I talking about? Okay, so I pretty much did a play-by-play in our notes because I just there was this good move after good move after good move, and it was amazing. So Del Rio comes out and talking about how he injured John Cena and he's not gonna be at WrestleMania, and it's good. And wow. And then Del Rio was the match actually started out kind of slow, honestly, but then it just picked up amazingly, and Del Rio was dominating for most of it. Then there was a double down. Then Kalisto took control of the match, and then Del Rio has that kick that he used to end John Cena or something. I don't know. Then
off the top rope.
Yeah. Well, no, it was like a running, just a kick. And then Del Rio, Kalisto messed up a springboard facebuster, which was amazing. Then he landed on the ropes, he just flopped on the ropes. Then Del Rio misses his Mex America stomp, or whatever he calls it now. Then Kalisto did this Hurricane Rana face plant, which looked amazing. Then Del Rio hit a big kick to the gut, and then he goes for the bear hug, and he got rolled up, and it was amazing, and I loved it.
And the win. So after that great, awesome match, we had that girl who's related to
It's his daughter, Charlotte, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. They had some kind of match.
Somebody
won.
The match never happened.
Nothing happened, and
I mean, like, Becky Lynch came out and she was like, "Rah! I spite you."
Blah blah blah. Nobody cared.
It was.
Then nobody cared so much they even cut it out of the Hulu replay. So they set up for this great, awesome Roman Reigns versus everybody, one versus all match. So they hyped this whole thing up. Get pretty much all the heels out there. And I don't what they consider New Day a heel.
They are. I mean,
so I just consider them just I don't know, not exactly a heel, but
they're heels. They're just fun to watch.
a funny heel. Okay, so they set it up like it's gonna be everybody against Roman Reigns in.
Man, Kevin Owens sure is everyone.
It ended up being Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns,
and then everyone else just sort of.
And it was boring. I am talking boring. As I mean, the match. I mean, it kind of picked up. It was like they were wasting time, and the show went over. I'm sitting there looking at the time, and it went over like 10 minutes. Because Kevin Owens is hugging Roman Reigns on the apron, just hugging his head, like got him in a headlock, and I'm like, literally, this is boring. And they went through 2 commercial breaks on this. I mean, they had to drag it out to get the 2 commercial breaks in, and then it finally picked up where they did some good back and forth moves. This Roman just was not getting the upper hand whatsoever in this whole thing.
But I can see why they did it.
I can't. It was just a bore fest. They could have cut it way shorter. And
Roman Reigns didn't end up top, like most people would have predicted.
Yeah.
Because you know, they make him look strong all the time, but then.
Yeah, he got beat up really good, and then they finally gets Kevin Owens out of the ring, and then somebody comes in, and they just kind of throw like Stardust, and he does a move on Stardust, and he just kind of goes through like maybe 3 or 4 people.
Gets bro kicked a few times.
And I think with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns when they were fighting.
Oh, that was one good moment.
The one good moment is when Kevin Owens went and kind of like fell back onto the rope, and Roman kind of did the exact same thing at the same time, and then they come together.
No, it was like Roman hit he leaned up against the ropes, you know, like you normally do. And then Kevin Owens freaking bounces off the bottom rope.
Pops up, and he like kicks him in the face. I was like, that was pretty cool. That was cool, like, because there was like they both went rope, bam, right in the middle. But Celtic Warrior, Sheamus, he was back out there with a big cut on his forehead, so we got to see that.
Stitches.
He got stitches. So we had everybody out there, and he went, like I said, he went through like maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then he's like, "Is that all you got, McMahon?" He's like, "No, I have all these other guys. Here you go." And so they proceed to just jump in there. And you notice the Wyatts weren't kind of disappeared? Ethan pointed that out to me. He's like, "Where'd those guys with the big beards go?" They kind of like disappeared. And so they're pounding on
then
the beast. Brock
Suplex City, cause that's the only move I know.
And the Cena neck breaker.
Yeah, that's
Cena neck.
Yeah.
He comes out, bounces up and down, and then he proceeded to take everybody. Thanks to going after Roman, he takes out everybody. everybody else. And then picks up Roman. Picks up and proceeds to F5 him with a pretty good pop, I would have to say. Pretty good pop. And then that was it. That's how it ended. So it took the ending was good. Took a long time to get there. Could have done a better job.
You know, I immediately thought that he was just gonna be main eventing with the WrestleMania. Like when they were talking about that, I was like, oh, yep, there goes WrestleMania.
Yep, another Brock Lesnar. So I give this.
It scares me because I don't want him to win the Royal Rumble either.
I think what saved Monday night this time is the Kalisto match. I mean,
definitely.
The fact that they changed titles on a Monday night,
Matter of fact,
didn't save it for pay-per-view. That match was A for me.
We're good.
Kind of bringing the average up. I mean, I like the beginning of the match, how they started out. A good when Sheamus got cut, that was kind of cool. So this Kalisto match,
I don't know.
And who do you fight?
I don't know.
Who did Kalisto fight?
Del Rio.
Del Rio. Yeah. So I mean, they put on a great match.
Wait, hold up. No!
What? Did he lose it?
He lost it.
Ah, shoot.
No! No!
Yeah. So well, short-lived, but
My world.
short-lived. But I think maybe they'll set it up for WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Maybe Kalisto will win.
Yeah. So
Neville for Royal Rumble. Neville.
Where is Neville? They didn't have Neville there tonight. Neville didn't show up on Raw.
That was exciting. He did have a match on SmackDown though. It was the match I thought was gonna happen a while ago. It was like Dean Ambrose, Neville versus Kevin Owens, and I don't know who was in his corner.
Some guy. Well, we ain't doing SmackDown, but anyway, great.
Maybe.
What do you give it? Some B minus? I think.
Well, the Kalisto match.
That kind of upped it, but the rest of it was the finale. It was.
I mean, it was like.
Why did they have Titus in Stardust? I don't understand that. Why? That's just a filler. Filler. And they went over. That's the only thing. They went over for a bunch of filler. They didn't have to. But anyway, we will see you guys next time. We appreciate you guys listening. We don't want to drag this on too long.
Yes, we do.
Like, subscribe, share with people who like wrestling. We are going to try to do this every week. Like I said, we are going to get this better.
To the beginning of the show.
Better.
That was our intro.
That was not our intro.
That was our intro.
Done. We're done with this.
This is welcome. So thank you for welcome. Okay, so
we are leaving. We are done. We are not starting over.
This is the episode of Raw Review. So John Cena beat John Cena today, and then when
Sting came in and flew away.
But then Randy Orton RKO'd him as he was flying away. Well, Triple H he buried.
Took a baseball. Took a sledgehammer.
And
then
he proceeded to
play with Goldust. Goldust and Goldberg became friends.
That happened. Then Kevin Owens
they
he had some
traded in their
pancakes.
name for money, for cash. Anyway, we gotta get going. This is dragging on way too long. We'll see you next time. I am AI.
And welcome to the beginning of the show.
And that is Mr. Seward. for another Raw review. And in this Raw review, we're gonna talk about everything,
A lot of things.
including Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and Chris Jericho, Y2J.
Break the wall, star! Much more fun.
Much more, yes. Again, I am AI,
I am Mr. SeaWorld.
and we are
Reviewing Raw?
Raw Review. Yeah, Raw Review. Brought to you by Gamerfridge.com. Gamerfridge.com is actually a really cool site. We'd like you to check out.
Really?
We got lots of cool stuff on there. But you can also check us out on YouTube channel. Just look for Gamerfridge.com. And you'll check out Raw Review. We got other things on there too. I appreciate the comments. Shout out to people who are leaving comments on our videos, watching them. I appreciate it. So keep on leaving comments. We'll reply. Any questions, we'll answer them because
That's what we do!
that's what we do. Yes. So should we get started?
I think we should.
That's it. We get started. Let's get this party started.
Good idea.
First up,
Got Chris Jericho and Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns comes out beginning of the show.
Does do that.
He's been the first one out last 3 shows.
Yeah.
Beginning of the year. Yep.
He's
So he comes out again. Calls out. Who does he call out? That's our Paul Heyman impression. So Brock Lesnar doesn't talk. It doesn't seem like he doesn't. He must not talk very well.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't do that very often. He used to.
He used to talk.
Then Paul Heyman came, and then
It's funny that Paul Heyman is kind of a talking head now. He started ECW. That's kind of what he's kind of famous. And now he just says Brock Lesnar. Really funny.
He used to have like a bunch of people, like Curtis Axel and CM Punk, but I don't know why he CM.
Oh, he does a good CM Punk impression.
He does?
Yeah, I've seen it. It was actually really good. Anyway, back to the show. Brock Lesnar comes out, calls out Brock Lesnar, and then who comes out?
Roman Reigns comes out.
Who would I say?
He said Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Brock Lesnar calls on himself. No, Roman Reigns comes out because he's mad because at the end of Raw last week, if you recall, he got F5'd by Brock, and Brock took out everybody in the whole ring. And he gets called out. He calls out Brock, and who comes out?
Break the wall, star!
Chris Jericho!
So,
He didn't have his cool coat on, though.
How
I was
did
kind
he
of
say?
disappointed. He didn't have his really cool coat, which we'll be showing in the game. Again,
yeah,
if you're wondering what the video footage is, it is footage from the
2K16.
2K16.
Not
We
hashtag
try our
not
hardest
sponsored.
to make it look like the Raw, but again, the game is
It's within limits.
going extremely out of date, extremely quickly. So, but we try to add what in there. As you can see, I added a match between Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho, even though that's not what happened. But enjoy it. Anyway, so they come out, they do some banter, they go back and forth, and it was kind of funny.
It's great.
It was great. It was great commentary. Back and forth intro.
Chris Jericho had a Miz mic.
Had a Miz mic. Yeah, if you notice the M is, or the W is upside down like an M. I noticed that. And then out comes the League of Nations for some reason.
Because they want to be on the highlight reel.
We should say this set up the highlight reel because Chris Jericho wanted. It was scheduled just to have Brock out there, but he said, "Hey, how about we have the top 3 contenders? Chris
Roman
Jericho,
Reigns.
Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns." And Roman liked that idea.
And the League of Nations didn't. And well, they didn't really like. They don't. I doubt that they really care about the highlight reel. They're just like, you just said that you're the top 3 contenders. No, that's us.
Right, and they took exception to that. I think it's kind of stretched that Chris Jericho's gonna stand a chance in the Royal Rumble. I don't. I honestly don't know why. I think he'd be better off as like a host of the WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, but you know he's always entertaining. But to think he's gonna last.
But Dad, he's the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. He must win.
He's also old. He's been around for quite a long time.
But he has to win. Don't you understand?
There's no way in the world Chris Jericho is going to win the Royal Rumble. No way. It's just not happening.
But he needs to be WWE champion. It's
no,
to be
he's
the
not.
Longest title reign in the history of WWE history.
That's great now, but it ain't happening.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so they set up that what is the show he has? Highlight reel. Which, as the show went on, I come to a realization that was the main event. The main event is the highlight reel. Yeah. Usually that's like a thing they do in the middle of the show. The highlight reel is the main event of the whole night. So everything is building to the highlight reel, which is I've never seen that before.
That I'm not sure if I like.
So I was sitting there going, no, wait, the main event. It didn't dawn on me till like halfway through. I even put it in my notes. I'm like, wait, the main event is going to be the highlight reel. So League of Nations comes out, talks a bunch of trash, and they make fun of pretty much everybody except Barrett because Barrett's not allowed to talk.
Yeah, yeah, he's got like I'm pretty sure he's like burying himself, like hiding behind these guys. Like, yeah, I'm big and strong.
I haven't seen him do anything. He just comes out and stands with them and doesn't do anything.
It's so sad though, because Barrett is amazing. Have you seen him talk? He's really good. Like, have you seen? I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
But he's not bad Barrett.
Bad news Barrett.
He's King Barrett.
He's
not even King Barrett anymore. He's just
Barrett. But he's got the shirt that says King of Bad News, so I guess it's still a thing.
King of Bad News. I like that. King of Bad News. But he wasn't allowed to talk. That was funny how they made fun of Rusev and Alberto Del Rio. I like how he rolled. He rolled his R's.
Alberto Del Rio. That's my impression of that.
Right. So he came out. They all said something. Sheamus said something. And then they just kind of started making fun of Rusev and saying how they couldn't understand how he talks. Can't understand him. I don't know what he said.
What's this guy saying?
But he... so then Roman's like, shut up. And then he's like, wait, I ain't got nothing to do. Let's fight right now. So that sets up our first match.
Rusev versus Roman with Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah, Chris Jericho as
the special guest
referee. Yeah. So the first match of the night is Rusev versus Roman Reigns
with Y2J as the special guest referee, which is glory.
Glory. It was good. I like how he stole one of the ref's shirts during the commercial break.
That was wonderful. That was a smart move.
Yep. Wait, so, because the League of Nations was out there, so it kind of evened up the score a little bit. That was kind of the whole idea. But it was a pretty standard match.
It was, yeah, until the League of Nations started getting involved.
Which we expected them to do, and then I've never been so entertained about anyone being ejected from the ring as I was last night or Monday night with Chris Jericho. He did it so comically. It was hilarious. He pretty much ejected everybody
with cartwheels. And
oh yeah, he can't. This is why I think it's hilarious that Chris Jericho even thinks he can win the Royal Rumble. He can't even do a cartwheel right. It looks like a 2-year-old just learning to do a cartwheel, and he does it kind of half. He's like, you know how they like get their butt up in the air and they can't quite get their legs up? That's kind of what he looked like. But it was so funny. He's like shaking his finger. You're out of here.
I'm hulking up.
Yeah, he hulked it up. He hulked up the finger and he kicked out. It was just so set up. It was funny, but For who did he kid out? Sheamus first, and then
Was it Sheamus? I thought no. Rusev.
no,
Rusev's
Rusev is in the match.
Rusev is the one fighting. I thought.
Rusev was in the match.
Yeah. That would
it was
be
either
weird.
yeah, it was that and Barrett, and then Del Rio. I mean, Del Rio just jumps up on the top rope and starts shaking his fist at him and screaming and like, really, you don't think you're gonna get thrown out? But it was so entertaining. Threw him out. I think it was, and then Roman.
Then Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3.
Boom. In a match. So the most entertaining part was pretty much the rough Jericho. Yeah, he did a somersault every.
This really is something to be said when the most.
They made an animated GIF of him doing that somersault because it was so funny. Him shaking his finger. But that was that. Good match. Very entertaining. So after that match, we have a cutscene for
Jericho and Stephanie.
Jericho and Stephanie. Stephanie getting mad at Jericho, saying,
This is not 1980 whatever you were in.
99. And then so you're Raw. Raw isn't Jericho. I'm Raw, and I almost said I'm Jericho. I'm Raw, and you're not. So
Right.
I'm in charge, and then
I'm Squidward.
But she is. Then she says, "Oh, that was a good idea, though, putting Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the same main event now. This is the main event now.
Still.
Highlight reel. so this is when it starts to like build. that it's going to be a highlight reel. So.
And then there's a Divas match that happens, which happens.
It happens sometimes when you have to go to the bathroom. You need a
Yeah.
bathroom break. There's a Divas match. And then we have the Wyatts versus the Dudleys, and the Dudleys have Feed Me Ryback's ribs. Feed me ribs. Because I'm Ryback. Ryback ribs. Somebody should come out with Ryback ribs.
Let's do it. Let's make it.
A restaurant or something like that.
Patented. I'm making it.
Ryback ribs. That would be good. I'd buy some. And be like, feed me more. But this is a pretty good match, actually. For some reason, the Dudleys can't win a match for trying. Even though it was a good setup and everything. But Wyatt's ended up winning this one again. Good match. Really good match. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, I like how they're building the Wyatts. I was like you've seen the Dudleys win a lot in the past, but let's just be honest for a second. They don't actually need this win.
Right.
And the Wyatts, they do. You know? Because, like, Sting, that's a whole different story. Sting and the Dudleys, like, you know, they're both like legends that came back and stuff, but the Dudleys, they came back and they already got like a few good wins under their belt and stuff, and then the Wyatts are like
So you feel like the Dudleys are putting the Wyatts over?
Yeah,
because everybody knows how good the Dudleys are.
Yeah, and they have like amazing matches with them. And
yeah, they do actually.
They put up a great fight, but they just can't win, and it's great. But Sting, on the other hand, if we can talk about him for a second,
Sting hasn't won a WWE match yet.
I think he won a tag team match with John Cena once, but that's about it.
Yep. Yep. So that was that match, and we'll go on to the next one.
This match makes me sad.
The Social Outcasts.
Yeah.
And it's a big show.
This was rigged from the start.
Yeah, Heath Slater of the Social Outcasts, which have new T-shirts again.
And a new song, which you didn't notice.
Oh, they have an intro song now?
Yeah, it's like...
So they got their new intro song. They got their new T-shirts again, which I am not putting in. I got their old ones, which were cool.
Yeah.
But, so...
Fun types.
we have that going on.
And then, like, Slater kept running away from Big Show.
Yeah.
He's, like, playing with him, and then he runs to his buddy. He's like, "Ooh!" He's doing the Big Show thing. And then Big Show picks him up, and he brings him
By
in
his
the
hair.
ring. And then he knocks him out. And then Slater's down. And then I cried.
Yep, and then he loses. It was just hilarious to think that Slater could even match up. And I think
It would have been
okay, this whole
amazing.
match was like all these guys couldn't even gang up on the Big Show, and they just got walloped. And then my favorite part is when Bo Dallas runs away.
I did it! I didn't die!
Yeah, he runs away from Big Show outside the ring. He's running around. I didn't die, and then runs right in the fist of the Big Show.
He's doing his victory
It was so
lap.
entertaining. He's like, I did it. He's like, I didn't die. Splat. But that was that. That was the end of that, and that was quite entertaining.
They should have won.
They should have won. That was never going to happen.
Please.
Unless I get some baseball bats and a jackhammer.
No, they can freaking pick him up and jackhammer him. Goldberg. Go, Heath Slater. Go.
You Slater pick it up.
Yes.
I want
Or
to see
the jackhammer.
I just want to see him try.
Do it. Please? Can this happen?
No, it's not going to happen.
Heath
Anyway.
Slater versus Goldberg.
Then, after that match,
Book it.
we had Stephanie talking to the League of Nations, egging them on to now, as we slowly again start to realize the highlight reel is the main event. So she pretty much talks them into interrupting the highlight reel. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much. You guys are awesome. You guys should.
So go prove it.
You should guys should be on that show too. So that was that. And then we had another. Oh, then comes the thing that been teasing as the pick for the number one person in the Royal Rumble.
Which I thought was already decided. I thought this was the big
I thought Big Show said he was going to too. But then they had all these balls. If you look at the balls aren't really moving because they're balls and they don't.
But they like.
They kind of tumbled, but if you notice, that's one way. And it was totally rigged for Roman Reigns. They picked him 3 times. And Mr. McMahon and Stephanie act like, oh, that's not possible. And he goes, did you put him back in? And he's like, no. Okay, I guess Roman Reigns is number 1. So, and then they had a whole commercial all set up talking about the Royal Rumble and all the statistics about the Royal Rumble and stuff like that. So, Roman Reigns, surprise. You know, I have to say, I said last show, I thought he was going to come in late, but I was totally wrong. I didn't think ahead of like, McMahon's going to totally rig this thing. So, that just puts more to the storyline that Roman Reigns is coming out number 1. So,
Am I the only one that thinks Vince has lost his charisma?
Vince,
Yeah.
it's funny. People like cheer him and then boo him at the same time.
But like, he seems a lot less quick on his feet, you know?
Well, he is old.
Yeah, but he's like, who? But you know how you could tell he's trying to do a thing there, but he's
Yeah.
just like, who?
No.
It's kind of sad.
Yep. So, and then we go on to the next match. So next up we had another bathroom break with the Divas match, and then
Hey, wait.
Ric Flair said woo again.
Royal Rumble match was made with
Yeah, and then
Becky
after that they announced the what was it Ambrose versus Kevin Owens Royal Rumble Last Man Standing. So that's what is the last man standing match?
It's where like you gotta knock him down for 10 seconds and then you win.
Oh, that's why they have to stay down for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a good match between those. That's a good setup for those two.
Yeah.
That's a great match for those two. And Kevin Owens. So the next match was Kalisto and Ambrose. They were a tag team
That was a thing.
versus Del Rio and Sheamus.
And
then Kevin Owens was on commentary, and it was kind of annoying because he kept on yelling at that one guy. I don't know who he is.
Saxton.
and telling him to shut up. And every time he tried to say something, he's like, "Shut up, shut up!" Like Ellie, like right at him. It was getting kind of annoying.
Everyone hates that guy, by the way.
What's his name?
Byron Saxton.
Why do you hate him?
Because they don't think he's good at commentary.
Mm.
Also,
Well, I don't think Kevin Owens is good at commentary, so there. So,
thought he was pretty good.
I would say good teamwork between Ambrose and Kalisto. I was actually quite surprised. There was one point Ambrose picked up Kalisto and dropped him on it was like a, I don't know. He just dropped him on his stomach. What?
Crossbody.
Crossbody. Yeah, it was
Something like that.
I was surprised they had some pretty good teamwork going on, but of course, and Kalisto had a good set with Sheamus.
He almost pinned him.
Almost pinned him a couple times. He did he just went off on him like out flying around, and Sheamus had nothing to do with it.
Not Barry.
And then the one kick to the face, or it was done.
That broke kick. That's like one of the most powerful moves in the. It just looks like it hurts.
I don't know how they faked that one because it literally looks like it connects. So
yeah. Hey, fun fact. Barrett's the only one without a match tonight. Ding.
I don't think Ambrose was, or
League of Nations.
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was the only one.
Poor Barrett.
So Sheamus wins. This is where I put in our notes, but I realized right after that the highlight reel was the main event. And then we get on to one of the funniest parts of the show.
Let us all bow our heads in respect
for trombone. So next thing we cut to is a funeral for trombone, which I found hilarious.
Got her name, dang it.
Francesca.
Francesca, yes, thank you.
You told me last week.
Yeah.
And I asked him, what's the name of the trombone? Francesca. And they had a funeral. They're all dressed up in tuxes or like black. They're all in ties and stuff like that. And they had I'm not sure if they're gonna bring another trombone.
I don't
know, but so
it wouldn't be the same.
They had this whole thing, and then like we need to go out there and beat up the guy who did this.
A lot of people were mad because they thought they should save the breaking of the trombone for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I told you that last week. Yeah,
but
they blame the Usos? Did they blame the Usos for that? Because now they have a match. So the next match they set up was Jey Uso and Big E.
Jey Uso, he's one of the Usos. Remember him?
Yes. So that was the match. That was the match that came out with, which was it was a good match.
Pretty good match.
And Big E won. Big E went and changed into his wrestling, and then the other guys were still in there. They're still dressed in black, and then they just came out and Big E won. So it was pretty.
Well, actually, he won off of it. He almost lost, but then he won off a distraction.
Yeah.
Because that's what
it was a good match.
The New Day.
It's New Day.
When you're the New Day, you win off a distraction. It's what you do.
It's what you do. And then that leads us to the next match. So the next match is dubbed the Martin Luther King match, which Monday happened to be Martin Luther King Day. They actually did start the show off with a tribute to Martin Luther King, which was really cool. So this was supposed to be like the Martin Luther King tribute because they had
Titus O'Neil, R-Truth, Mark Henry, all the strong African American people, and Neville.
Yeah, and they kind of made fun of it. It was like they're like, we got to do this, Martin Luther King and stuff, and then
we can dream.
We can dream or something.
And dream. It's hilarious too, because they're all I'm not being racist or anything, but they're all black and their hands are in the middle and it's all zoomed in on their hands. Then a white guy's hand comes out.
And it was Neville, and then he's like, white guys can dream too.
He can dream too, guys. We can dream too.
The dream was alive to work together. So they're like, all right. So and he's like, all right. And but you know what? I think this is I think this is all just a ruse to cover up for the fact that this really was Titus O'Neil and Stardust all over again. For the third week in a row, it was Titus O'Neil and Stardust, and they just try to mix it up and try to hide it.
I mean, they got Neville and...
No. This was a Titus O'Neil Stardust match all over again. And they just try to make it look like it was something else that it really wasn't. It was at its core just another Titus O'Neil Stardust match. Because who do they go against?
Was R-Truth even tagged in?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I know Henry and Neville got tagged in.
Yeah, because Henry, Neville, and Titus, because they all, when they did their finisher, but
Was Truth tagged in?
I don't know. But what did you call those guys?
The Job Squad.
Job Squad. It's funny that Stardust is part of the Job Squad. So they went up against
Tyler Breeze and
the Ascension, which I have no idea who they are.
Victor and Connor. They used to be really cool back in NXT. Now
okay, the Ascension, Stardust, and Tyler Breeze. I don't know who Tyler Breeze is. So
that's pretty. He's the guy with the booth in Summer Rae and.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then the Ascension, they look like the Road Warriors to me. Like Road Warriors 2.0.
Well, I mean, they didn't used to look like that.
So
they had their own thing. I swear they used to be good.
But now they look like the Road Warriors, and they come out, and so he's like, Mr. SeaWorld's like, it's Job Squad.
Yeah.
Job Squad.
I can smell it.
Oh, and this is actually the last match of the night, technically.
Yeah, so Neville's in the main event, guys.
So if we're calling the last match of the night the main event, which normally is what happened, Neville would get the nod that he was in there. And, of course...
the white guy wins.
Mark Henry and Titus O'Neil and... who was the other?
Neville and
R-Truth and Neville.
Yeah.
They all win. Well, they I don't know this thing. I'm trying to remember the last sequence because they usually set up so every person does their finisher on them, and I don't think R-Truth did, but it was Henry, and then it was Titus. Titus went try to throw him, whoever was in the ring. I can't remember. Back to Mark Henry, and Mark Henry dropped him, and then he picked him back up and then slammed him, and then Neville got up on the top rope, did his. He nailed that flip.
That was
I've seen that live. I've seen that in person, and man,
oh my gosh,
it was a perfect execution of the Red Arrow.
It was like he didn't even the drop. It was like he did it all like at the top of like the peak, and then he fell.
Yeah, and it was like I was like, wow, and that move is just super impressive. And nailed it. Won.
White guy pinned him. The one white guy.
The one white guy pinned him. But that was it, and it was a match. And for the final match of the night, we already had it.
Yeah.
But the main event was the highlight reel with Chris Jericho with special guests Brock and Roman Reigns.
Hooray!
But the first person that comes out is Paul Heyman.
Actually, it's Y2J, but you know.
Well, Y2J, he comes out first, but of course he's the host of the show. But his first guest comes out as Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman comes out, and Jericho starts egging him on how he couldn't get Brock Lesnar out of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. It was... I was so happy about this so much.
That because Brock Lesnar is such a good negotiator.
Yeah, Paul Heyman.
Or what I said. Oh, Paul Heyman, yeah, for Brock Lesnar. That, but Jericho just kind of just made fun of him, the fact that he couldn't get Brock out of it. And then Paul Heyman proceeds to do a WWE Network commercial.
Yep.
It pretty much. I mean, I was sitting there listening to him talk. I'm like, is he doing a commercial?
If I were if I were making a match with anything to do with Brock Lesnar, you'd buy WWE Network
For $9.99.
All right.
A month. If I was gonna do this
Big Show
against Brock Lesnar,
Curtis
you
Axel.
would pay for that $9.99 on the WWE Network, and then I'm like,
Heath Slater. You know what? I would actually buy that to
course
pay
you
to see
would.
that match, but not for Brock Lesnar.
I want to see how far Heath Slater bounces. How high he bounces.
Hey, suplexes him. He
Well-
bounces up. He crashes down on him.
Well, we just got done watching Big Show do it, so why not? But yeah, it was like, I was sitting there.
Slater
Is he doing a
wins.
commercial? He's
Slater
doing a
wins
commercial.
everything.
He's doing a commercial.
Slater's gonna slay.
So I know. So, Heyman after he gets done with his commercial, then Brock Lesnar comes out, then Roman Reigns comes out, and they go at it.
And then there's no highlight reel.
And
Sorry,
then
false
was,
advertisement.
that was the highlight reel. They just started fighting, and then
They were beating each other up. There were F5s and spears going left and right. I think like Paul Heyman Superman punched someone.
League of Nations now, surprise, comes out and starts getting in the fight.
Yep.
And then an F5 came over to Sheamus. Sheamus took the F5 home. He's like, I need to go home. Need a ride.
I don't think I saw Sheamus anymore after that.
And then we had I just said spear. I can't remember who got speared.
Someone.
Someone got that?
Probably Wade Barrett.
Probably. Let's say Wade Barrett. If it wasn't, who cares? Then the Wyatts come out.
It was like,
It's dark. You can't see me. I think that's doing that. I think the Undertaker used to do that. They just go dong, and then you just show up.
Dong. But now they got their own thing. It's got like weird imagery and stuff, and then it's like, yeah, I like that. That's good.
And then the Wyatts come in and they took out both.
They
They destroyed Brock Lesnar and Roman.
That was so good. Like, now my thoughts of why it's winning the Rumble, now they have ground to stand on. Thank you.
Yeah, because they're gonna let Bray win it.
Like, this is the last Raw before the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's this Sunday. Actually, yeah, everything this Raw was building up to the pay-per-view.
And
I would say that's one of the 3 top pay-per-views, because the ones that everybody who doesn't know wrestling know about the Royal Rumble, they know about WrestleMania, and they might know about SummerSlam.
And Survivor Series.
No, I mean nobody who knows wrestling.
Fair enough.
I mean, Royal Rumble, that's wrestling, and then the WrestleMania, and maybe SummerSlam.
If like they know a little bit more.
If they know a little bit more, they might know what SummerSlam is. But
but this is the last Raw, and then like SmackDown, SmackDown's but they don't really build anything on SmackDown except for like Kalisto losing the U.S. title, but which made me sad. But like SmackDown's good and all, but like the last shot most people see before Royal Rumble, it's freaking the Wyatts, Sister Abigail-ing Brock Lesnar.
Which, yeah, because now you think if the other guys don't care if they win the Royal Rumble, because the League of Nations is like one of us 4 is gonna win, so they're like still gonna think every man for himself. The Wyatts, they're gonna let Bray Wyatt win.
They freaking are unified,
and they will they're just gonna like literally get in there unless they systematically get if they're not allowed to group up, which
they're allowed to group up.
No, I mean if they're still in it. At the point where all 4 of them are still in it together, watch out.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Bray Wyatt just sat in the middle and then they just destroyed everyone.
I think if he sat there and did the spider thing and just like, hey, look at me, buddy.
He could
spider crawl all around in circles
everything.
while everybody else beats him. It's funny. But so
Happening. What
yeah.
happened?
Okay, Royal Rumble predictions. Let's do our predictions. Let's say the Kalisto match.
Okay. So
the ones we know of right now, the Kalisto. I would say Kalisto and Del Rio. Who do you think's gonna win that one?
Kalisto and Kalisto.
I'm gonna say I don't like it, but I don't think Del Rio's gonna lose.
I think he is. I think Kalisto.
I want him to, and I'll be happy. I don't think they're just gonna let Kalisto have it because they took it away from him so quick. Why would they do that?
But like the League of Nations got involved there, so.
So yeah, somebody in the League of Nations has to have a belt.
I don't like that.
Okay, Ambrose.
I think.
And Kevin Owens.
Last man standing match. I think Dean's got this.
Who?
Dean.
Ambrose?
Yeah.
I
can see Kevin Owens winning. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I think Dean's got this.
I really don't know. I really have no inkling either way. I just want it to be a good match.
I can see like a pop.
I want him to put on a show. That's what I want to see, and I think whoever wins is incidental on that matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I think if they both, I think it's going to help both their careers. Mm-hmm. If they can put on a really good match. If it's a dud match and it's just so last man standing, does that mean no disqualifications?
Yeah.
So they could really just put on a brawl.
Let me just say, I can if there's one move that if going by the finishers, I can see the pop-up powerbomb keeping someone down longer than the dirty deeds. But
right.
I think Dean's got this. But if Dean loses, I'm not going to be surprised.
Right. Okay, I'm going to say Kevin Owens.
I'm going to say Dean.
And I'm not saying it because this person I want to win. I can just see Kevin Owens being dirtier.
Yeah, well, I mean,
because of what because they just. I mean, it's gonna be. I just hope it's a good match.
Yeah,
I'll say Kevin Owens just because I think he might edge him out just a little bit.
And then,
but if there's no DQ, can somebody else interfere?
Then let's see if you know anything about this. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch.
Nope.
Divas title match.
Was it Woo?
Woo? You think Woo's gonna win?
Woo. Woo always wins.
I think Becky Lynch is gonna win because you don't care.
I think Ric Flair's gonna win.
Ric Flair for Divas champ. Ric Flair for Divas champ.
Ric Flair.
Look it, Vince.
Ric Flair will win the Divas champ, and then people will start to care about it. There'll be another notch on his belt.
Do it.
And then, okay, the Royal Rumble itself.
One versus all.
One versus all. Okay, you said it last week. Now that we know that it definitely is coming out number one. I'm going to change my mind and say Roman Reigns is not going to win it.
No?
I want him to, but I think the fix is in. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to lose. Who's going to win? Bray Wyatt. I'm going to say Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. I have a few predictions. The one I want to win the most is it's Neville, of course. But that's not gonna happen. And Bray Wyatt's okay, you know what? I want this guy to win, and he has a chance. But I think a more realistic choice, if I were to choose someone that's not Bray Wyatt and more involved with the storyline right now.
Brock.
Ew, no. Go away. Please no. I refuse to say that.
You know what? I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it.
what? Say it.
Bow down to the king. Triple H.
Triple H.
Triple H.
You think Triple H is going to be in the Royal Rumble?
I think he might.
They have made no inkling that he was going to be in the match. That's right. They got to do a surprise. Okay.
Comeback.
Predictions of the surprise.
AJ Styles. Throwing that out there.
So you think AJ Styles?
Mm-hmm. I think Finn Balor.
I'm gonna say that guy you just told me about.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan is gonna come out in the Royal Rumble.
Number 30. He's gonna win.
Daniel Bryan's gonna come back. That's my prediction. But Goldberg's gonna beat him all.
Yeah, Goldberg, of course.
I want Goldberg, but he might lose to Sting. Get him in the head and the back.
Sting might win. Ric Flair might win. He has a chance. I think he has a chance here.
He's gonna win.
Vader,
he's gonna win the Divas.
maybe?
He's gonna have the Divas title and the WWE title
At the same time.
At the same
Unified
time. Never
for the first
happened
time.
before.
First time ever.
Hey, if Santino can win, if Santino can win the women's Royal Rumble
He did
match,
that.
then I say Ric Flair can win the Divas Championship.
Amazing. Wait. I think Vader might have a chance.
Vader might come back from the dead.
Yeah.
But okay, that's our predictions. That's the end of our show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am AI.
I'm Mr. SeaWorld.
If you enjoyed our show, please pass it around. Tell everybody. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment. We love our comments. Thank you for everybody. Again, this is work in progress. We're still learning cool things. If you have any ideas, any tips or tricks you think we could pull off for this show, please leave them in the comments. Let us know. Again, we'll see you next time on Raw Review.
Ric Flair for Divas Champ.
Oh, check out Gamerfridge.com. Gamerfridge.
Welcome to the phenomenal Royal Rumble review.
Where the game has come to play. So hey everybody, this is obviously not Raw review. We're doing the Royal Rumble review, so we're calling it the Royal review. But the series that we're gonna do, we debated what we're gonna do, and we're going to do the pay-per-view separate.
Yeah.
So
this is pay-per-review.
I thought of doing it as a special, like they do on programming. I'm thinking how they title TV shows, and like I like to do it season 1 episode. If you notice, I do it just like you would do it in like a TV Guide or anything like that on tvdb.com if you want to check out how they number their numbering logic.
Good.
But this is totally, and pay-per-views are totally separate.
Yeah.
And they're their own thing.
But like Raws are the thing that built up to them.
And Raw is the most important.
Like,
that's why we don't do SmackDown. Maybe someday, as we get bigger, we might do
I
SmackDown or even do NXT and stuff like that. But that's a limited audience. But the big one, I mean, the one you really pay attention to is Raw. And then you go for each pay-per-view, because the Raw right after a pay-per-view is usually a really, really big deal, which... Mm-hmm. Spoilers, it is.
It was awesome.
We're going to do that next. But we're going to first tackle the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble.
Actually, I had this idea for a show called This Week in Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what we're doing.
A news show, though. Like cool stuff that happened.
During wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll expand. Yeah. We'll keep expanding as we get our audience bigger. Maybe we can do more shows. Yeah. And again, this is on Gamerfridge.com. Actually, I haven't got any of these up right now, but look up Gamerfridge on YouTube, and we're making a playlist, and everything that we're doing is going to be in
our channel.
So I got some tutorials on if you guys want to know back into how we actually produce this. It's like I always say, it's a learning process, and right now we're actually doing a step up. We're actually taping our audio separate. The last couple shows were on the actual PS4, but PS4 is in the living room, and it's really inconvenient. Everybody has to leave, so now we're in our office doing this show. So, legit, and we're trying to get more legit as we go. So let's jump right in to the Royal Rumble. So this was built up quite a lot.
Yep.
The biggest deal about this is that the actual Royal Rumble match is going to be for the championship, the WWE Championship.
Second time it's been on the line. First time it's been defended.
Yeah. So that makes the Royal Rumbles a really big deal in itself. But having it, whoever wins it automatically gets the championship.
It's a pretty big deal.
That's huge. So, besides the Royal Rumble, there's also other matches, and they usually each title gets defended on most of the time on pay-per-views. I don't know if they do it.
It's kind of devalued Night of Champions, to be honest.
Yeah, Night of Champions. There used to be more champions. I've watched some old episodes of Night of Champions, and there was way more belts. There was two.
We need more.
There was two tag team belts. Those got unified. There was actually a heavyweight championship belt and a WWE championship belt. That got unified.
That's why it's called the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, and I kind of don't like that. I want the World Heavyweight Championship was, I think that was pulled over from WCW. That was their main belt, and actually that's from, they used to be associated with NWA, which was not the rap group, but actual wrestling. But that's here and there. Let's so let's go into the first match of the night. I mean, there was a pre-match where let's spoil that one right away.
Tag team match.
Tag team.
Whoever wins gets to be in the Royal Rumble.
So two guys. So it was Mark Henry and
Jack Swagger.
And
which they were in a tag team in main event. That was few people know that, but.
Right, so
I watched a few episodes and I was like, oh hey, they're coming to the.
Oh, main event's the other pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, main event is
TV show.
Superstars and main event. That's the two minor places.
Oh yeah, they're like an hour long.
Yeah.
I think they're only matches. They're just matches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
But anyway, so the first match was for the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. And what a match.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, these guys took so many bumps. These guys went through so many tables.
There were lots of tables.
This should have been just a tables and chairs match. Tables, ladders, TLC.
No. The having it be a last man standing match.
Okay, there was no ladders.
Yeah.
I didn't see a ladder, but there was tables and chairs.
There was one in the Royal Rumble match.
Yes, there was a ladder in the Royal, which was hilarious. But so, good match.
Yeah.
I mean, good match. Remember I told you when I said
stars.
what I wanted out of this, and I didn't really know who was gonna win. I just wanted a good match. And guess what?
You got it.
I got a good match.
There's no way to make this not a good match. It's Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. It's gonna work.
Yeah. So basically, they went through every table, every chair, tons of spots where they're throwing into stairs. Was this the one where they took out Cole? I mean, they literally took him out. They threw. Yeah. This is what happened. He threw Cole. Ambrose threw Kevin Owens at Cole.
I don't know if this was planned.
It was not planned because Cole got nailed. He was on the ground. He was in the middle of commentating, and he just gets taken out. And then Saxton's like, Cole's out. I don't know what to do.
Did you see Dean Ambrose just going through his phone?
Oh yeah. And I thought he was gonna take a selfie because he had Cole's phone while he's standing up on the table over him. He's like, "Hey, I got a phone." And then Kevin Owens ended up with his iPad.
That would have been great. Oh my gosh, you should have taken the selfie.
I know. I was like, "Where's the selfie?"
Should have been stood over the table, stood on top with Michael Cole on the ground, and then posted it to Twitter.
Yes. While he's in the middle of a match. Having a great match, guys. Hope you enjoy it.
Hashtag coal mine.
Oh yeah, you gotta have gotta have the hashtag. Hashtag cold buy. There we go. So, Ambrose won.
I like the spot where like Kevin Owens was he was down and he was at the count of 9 and he rolled out of the ring and he caught himself on the rope and then he was up on his feet.
Yeah, they had so many great close calls, but in the end, it looked like they were setting up a spot with Ambrose on 4 chairs set up almost like a table in the middle of the ring, and he's laying on it, and Owens jumps up on the top, but they had already set up beforehand 2 tables stacked, and Ambrose comes and pushes him right off,
and
done
count.
And it was a good match. I mean, that was just pure fun. That was pure fun. So I'm really happy with that match. Good job, WWE. Good match.
I liked how they were
entertaining,
constantly like trying to stand on their feet. I like that.
Yeah, that was great.
Like,
so that match,
they were always off balance.
I gave it an A. A+.
5 stars.
5 stars, A+. A big thumbs up and golf clap. That's our rating.
Golf clap. Get a golf clap.
So next we have up was the New Day versus Usos, and the most important fact about this whole match was not the actual match itself.
Yes,
it was the fact that Francesca,
the trombone,
is being mourned, but not forgotten, but also replaced. Yep.
Yes. Now we have Francesca 2.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this, Mr. Seawood?
Well, I think it's very sad that Francesca has passed us, but I think there's a certain point where we have to move on and accept facts.
And buy a new horn.
Yep.
I like how they said they bow down all your unicorn horns in respect.
And
that was pretty funny.
it's a much shinier golden.
They said
gold.
We learned later that Francesca too is plated with solid gold.
Yes.
And everything was gold. They were just kept on talking about gold. Now everything is gonna be gold. Gold teeth. Gold everything.
Golden eye.
Golden eye. Yeah, golden eye. That was a good reference. I'm like, I'm thinking back. I'm like, I remember watching wrestling when GoldenEye came out, and that was on the N64. There was 2. They had some of the greatest wrestling games, and GoldenEye. It just threw me back. But video game reference right there. So how my mind works. But yeah, that also, to me, I was like, oh, Francesca, we have a new horn, and it was beautiful, and the crowd seemed to love it. New Day, it just does not fail to entertain, and I was just had a blast with that. And the match, I'm gonna say it was good.
It was, well, it was kind of overshadowed by the whole Francesca thing.
I know everybody's just like, Francesca's match, or a new Francesca, and they were just so happy they just forgot about the match. Not really, but compared to the one before it, it wasn't as intense, but there was some good spots, and they did.
It was a good follow-up, but not an equal follow-up.
It seemed like that one should have been first. The tag team should have been first. Yeah, if you're going to the order of importance of the belts, okay, the tag team belts are not as important as the international belt. So I would say you start with the lower belts. I think that would have built up a little better. So you would have a really good match with New Day, and then the next match would be even better with the Kevin Owens. I just think the order was messed up, but they were both good.
I think the order was perfect because like you got really hyped up for like this awesome match that just happened, and now you're like still really like you're like wow, this pay-per-view is already amazing. Then you got the New Day coming out making you laugh because they're the New Day,
right?
and then they have a match, which is
Okay,
that's
I can
never
see
bad.
you're just thinking there's a break for comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, I can kind of buy that, but
Then
I would still like the order as far as the actual match. That's what I'm thinking. But I see your point too. Okay, so they have their match in New Day retains their title.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big E, good quick finish. Oh, I liked how he tricked him at the end. He like tagged Kofi. I think it was Kofi in, and one of the Usos didn't see him, and he goes to do a finisher on Kofi, and then Big E's the actual legal man comes in, catches him, slams him down, wins the match.
Big ending.
Big ending, good pop. It was good. It was good. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. B and
A for franchise.
and yeah, an A for effort. E for effort. Affect.
Puns.
Puns are guns.
Uh,
And that's all I got
there's
that's
the
all I got to
Mortal-
say about that.
There's a Mortal Kombat reference.
Finish him.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Uh,
We'll get into that later.
yeah.
Anyway,
This is great.
that was a good match. And we move on.
Solid.
So the final good match before the Royal Rumble was Kalisto versus Del Rio.
Final good match.
The one that we're going to care about.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Internet, for him.
But anyway, Kalisto, you said this was the worst match of the night as far as the
I said
Singles?
it was, yes, it was the worst match of the night, but it was still a really good match. See, that's what I think about this, because this was a really good Royal Rumble.
Okay, I'm going to say it wasn't the worst. I'm going to say I think it was better than the Usos New Day. I think it was better because I love luchadors. I love Mexican wrestling. That's the reason why I started watching WCW, because they had Rey Mysterio, and they had all the other, I can't remember. There's the one, Psychosis, I think, and Eddie Guerrero, and they just had all these guys that were really good. I was like, what is this wrestling? What are these masked guys? Hoot and Toot Guerrero was another one. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever heard of Lucha Underground?
No.
It's all luchadors.
Okay, that's something I definitely need to check out, because I'm big on that. I mean, I love the style. And Japan, a lot of the guys in Japan do that too.
It's where Del Rio went when he left.
When he left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where Mysterio is now.
Yeah. And, but he's not a luchador.
Mysterio?
No, Del Rio.
Yeah, well, it's Mexican wrestling.
Okay, yeah, he's like the farthest from Mexican wrestling I can see. I think he could
Rio?
probably do it though.
Del Rio?
Del Rio.
He's a Mexican. and
I mean,
wrestles.
I'm not talking about his actual nationality.
Put 'em
I'm talking
together.
about his style. His style is
Well-
more in line with the WWE style than the luchador
Well, it's
style.
like a good like round off.
I think he
to-
can do the moves though. I really do. I haven't seen him, but I have an inkling suspicion that he can actually pull out those moves. Anyway, so this turned into a real good rivalry. I
Yeah.
can say rivalry.
rivalry.
Thank you.
Right.
I have a hard time saying that. And
It was
this, I mean, like I said, Kalisto did some awesome moves, did some crazy stuff that I just love. In watching them put on that show, it was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I like it better than New Day. And
okay.
Usos.
Okay. Let me try this. Okay. Name one thing you remember about the New Day match. Name.
Francesca.
Okay.
The ending.
match.
The ending.
Where he caught him and he. Okay.
Yeah, that trick ending. That
Okay.
was good.
Name
There was
some-
a couple stuff outside the ring. They speared each other, and there was one point where Usos hit one guy outside, and another guy dived out. That they were all four laying on the ground. That was cool. But you just can't beat luchadors.
Okay. Name
the most memorable part of the Kalisto match?
Every time he did that one somersault thing on him, where he climbs the rope backwards and upside down and flips him.
That's his finishing
What's
move.
the finishing move called?
Sude Deso.
He did that twice, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
I was gonna say botch.
Oh, the botch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, like, this one is...
But it was a funny botch. I mean, he jumped up on his back, and it looked like he slipped.
He stood on his back.
He jumped up and landed on his back. What, you think he's supposed to land on his back?
That obviously wasn't planned.
And he's like, what do I do? And then even the announcers are like, what was that?
And then he slips off, and then Del Rio falls on top of him. That's what happened.
Right. But it was a good, I'm trying to remember how it ended. It ended with that.
Sude Deso.
Yeah. And he just did it a couple times. I was entertained. And I'm glad he got the belt. I'm glad he got the belt back. So now I feel better about him losing the belt because now they say he's a 2-time
Like,
USA champion. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Now they need to leave him alone.
let him reign.
At least a month.
At least
the fast lane, which is next pay-per-view. We're gonna be doing this.
Maybe you could build this up and bring it to WrestleMania.
Right. He's
Kalisto
gonna do
at
something.
WrestleMania.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna at least go to Fastlane.
Yeah.
As a champ. Then it'd be like, okay, I'm happy. I'm happy for him. He needs. It was a good idea to give him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then after this match, there was a Divas match, and it was a really long bathroom break, and then we get to the main Royal Rumble match.
Wait, you skipped over everything. It's Charlotte retained. Sasha Banks came back. Wait, no.
And the bathroom break is over.
I hate you.
All right, now it's the final, the main course of the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
The actual Royal Rumble. Which confused me sometimes that there was other matches.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like the names of the pay-per-views.
Right.
A lot of them are just named after their match. Like the Cell or Elimination Chamber or...
Yeah, the actual main match. And the Royal Rumble to me was just the Royal Rumble, and that should take up all the time. But it doesn't. So, like you said, they defend the title.
Yeah.
And so, no surprise. Okay, I don't know how we're going to tackle this. Okay, we for sure are going to list. We're going to go down. I have in order who came out.
And some of them.
Now in the game, okay, I earlier I was trying to. So in the game to the WWE,
which you're probably watching right now.
Which you're watching right now. You can get everybody in there. Even the surprise ones, they're already online. Somebody's made the ones that we're gonna reveal to you that are a surprise that weren't originally in the game. But you can't choose the order they come out.
Yeah.
So the best you can do is have 6 players. Looks like you can have 6 controllers, but
we don't.
I can only pick one with one controller.
Yeah, you can like do. If you have 6 controllers, you can do
the first 6 guys.
Yeah, but if not, you're screwed.
So you can get the first 2. I was only put it on one player, and you only can get the first one, which is Roman Reigns, and you have no control of the order over the rest. It's just random. But I was able to get everybody in, so we're just gonna go down the list here and give our impressions. I don't want to take too long on this podcast, but of course when we get closer to the end, then we can talk more on which one. Of course, first number 1, rigged up by the McMahons.
Roman Reigns.
Okay, so he came out, looked ready to fight. Didn't seem fazed by the fact that he was going to be number 1. Mm-hmm. And the first guy he's got to go after was one of the League of Nations, Rusev. And I would say good choice on the McMahons.
Yeah, I predicted this. I was like
talking to some people, and I said Rusev's going to be the first one, and it was Rusev.
And it was. And so Rusev comes out, is not able to take out Reigns, and then right off the bat,
Okay, wait. Okay, let me set the stage.
Okay.
Roman Reigns just took out Rusev. Okay, he's all alone in the ring, and then you hear his music. You don't recognize this music. A lot of people, actually, most people don't recognize this at all because this is a certain indie wrestler, and they kind of remixed this music a little.
So was this his original song, or did they?
No. Well, yes, it was, but they remixed it to fit
His character
intro.
now.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him wrestle on TNA a little bit. I never paid attention to.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's AJ Styles.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of TNA,
And the internet
and I do.
explodes.
I do read a lot. I know who he is. I know he did this thing with Sting, and I know he's really good, and that's about all I know. But I know he was like besides Sting when he was at TNA, he was the big guy. He was the main guy.
He's like Mr. TNA. He's
Mr. Indy.
Mr. Indie.
And so
NG, New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was that's where he was before this.
I know, and so now he makes it to
WWE.
WWE. Okay. Shortly after this, I've never really been a big Twitter guy, but I really wanted to see what other people were saying, so I started getting on Twitter and looking what people were saying, and people were ecstatic.
This guy's huge.
They were just could not believe that AJ Styles was in there, and Kevin I think Kevin Owens comes in later.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Okay. I get my orders better. So AJ Styles is there.
It was.
Place is blowing up. Then next was Tyler Breeze.
He wasn't in there long.
Roman took him out. We're gonna kind of go through who took him out too. I got a couple missing. It went too fast, but
one complaint I have: the camera work in this was really messed up.
yeah, you couldn't follow. They would miss stuff. They were missing things.
Like Kofi getting eliminated, that was totally off screen, and then they had to replay it.
Yeah, and he usually has a big save, like you said. So then we had
Tyler Breeze,
Curtis Axel, the first
disappointment of the night. Oh my gosh. Okay, this guy has been building up this freaking Royal Rumble for like the entire year.
Okay, yeah, because he never got eliminated. He never even entered the ring.
I know. For anyone to have a hype in this match just going off the bat, it's freaking Curtis Axel.
Because he's still technically in the match.
He's still in the 2015 Royal Rumble match.
They even, like in the pre-show, asked him, "How's it? Are you tired from being in the Royal Rumble match for this long?" He's like, "Do I look tired?"
And this guy had so much, like, if he had anything going for him, it was this. And they could have at least let him eliminate someone or something, but nope.
Closed on by AJ.
Out of the ring.
Took him out. And that was it.
So disappointed.
And they're getting a lot of push for the social outcasts too.
Except they're not letting them win.
Which is kind of
me sad.
They are winning. We'll get to Monday Night Raw. They are winning.
They are winning my heart.
Okay, and then Y2J.
Oh yeah, they are winning, aren't they?
Jericho comes in and he does not disappoint. He does not disappoint. He
is. If anyone is the Iron Man in this match, it's Ambrose.
Ambrose and Y2J. Jericho.
Sorry, Jericho. Why did? Well,
I know why you said it because you're looking at the.
Yeah.
But yep, he put on a fight, man. He lasted a long time. Mm-hmm. And then next comes I don't understand this. You need to explain. Kane with his mask and hair again.
He's had it for a while now.
What happened to Corporate Kane?
He disappeared. He got fired.
This is what I wanted to happen. Okay. I know that thing is a stupid wig because you don't grow your hair that long, that quick.
Sure.
And he's bald. I wanted, if they were going to bring out Kane like that, Mass Kane, which doesn't make any sense to me, they should have came out with Corporate Kane after he got eliminated.
But Corporate
That
Kane
would have been
died.
hilarious because isn't it technically supposed to be two different people?
Yeah.
So that would have been hilarious. Because they were even commentating. Well, he was the authorities' right hand man. They even talked about it. I'm like, that'd been hilarious if Corporate Kane come out, but they've done it with Mick Foley. Mick Foley has come out as all three of his characters one time in a Royal Rumble. I don't know what year, but I remember overhearing somebody talking about that, and that was just ingenious that he came out as all three of his characters.
Corporate Kane died in the cell match
Okay.
with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but when we were
fired.
when we seen it live,
Lost.
it was Corporate Kane when he went against John Cena. When we went to a live event,
Yeah, but
so it wasn't that long
but
ago.
that was before the cell.
That was before this. Okay. Up next, Goldust came back,
Ooh. It was funny. The next one.
and Ryback. I don't even have how Ryback got kicked out. So Ryback was number 9.
I don't even know what happened to Ryback.
I don't either. He just ate so many people that he just got full and left. Number 10. Number 10 was Kofi.
Kofi.
And
Always-
New Day come out.
Always a pleasure to see
I really
him.
miss this SOS. Boom, boom.
Hear them shouting.
Titus O'Neil. Next.
He threw the big show out.
And no, Big Show.
Oh, right. My bad.
R-Truth.
Spoiler alert.
R-Truth. R-Truth.
Oh, R-Truth. Okay. So, remember earlier when I was talking about how ladder was... Okay, so R-Truth has this, like, new thing he's doing recently where he's very forgetful. So
He's always acting stupid.
he runs to the ring, freaking pulls out a ladder, and he goes in. I'm thinking, okay, one of two things is going to happen. He's going to set up that ladder and try and get the Money in the Bank contract, or he's going to be super freaking smart and spin around with it like this and just hit everyone. That would have been ingenious.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait, it's no disqualification. He could throw a ladder in there. There's nothing stopping him.
Well, I don't know what happened to the ladder, actually.
Came through it back out.
Why?
I don't know,
That
he
was
just tossed
dumb,
it back
Kane. But, he set it up. And of course, it was the first one, and he went to grab the Money in the Bank contract, and it just wasn't there. And I don't know if he thought it was the Money in the Bank contract or
The belt.
The belt. Yeah.
He's like, and then they knock him out and
Wait,
throw
where
him
did
out.
it go? And that was the end of our truth.
Yeah,
Good.
that was pretty quick, but it was funny.
It was great.
Then up next was Luke Harper.
Uh.
That was okay. So this is your theory about the Wyatts.
Mhm.
That the Wyatts were all going to get in there together, and then that's when we started thinking about it. It's like that's ingenious. They're
Yeah.
all just going to get in there and
Dominant.
because they're just going to give it to Bray.
Yeah.
So our theory
Was semi-correct.
was starting to transpire.
Yep.
So
It was-
so we've got Luke Harper. He gets in there. He lasts a long time. Next was Stardust.
Uh-huh. Stardust was... he
And
was
Stardust
there.
was there. Big Show. So Big Show comes in.
Big
So he's
Show.
got the
Big
big
Show
guy.
always has like this aura around him. Where it's like you gotta beat the Big Show.
You gotta get him
because
over.
he's always the hardest one to because he's the Big Show. He's a giant.
Right. You got to get rid of him with somebody else.
Yeah.
He ends up throwing
Like
out.
it's always like an underdog or someone. It's like barely getting him over.
Big Show throws out Titus O'Neil,
Yeah. And
which was another. He's a pretty big guy.
yeah.
What else does he eliminate anybody else? We're just checking here. I think that's the only one he threw out.
Yeah. Wow.
Unless I'm missing one. I could be wrong.
Well,
but
next out is, of course, Neville.
Neville
My
does
pick for
pretty-
winning the Rumble.
Your pick. No, you said Bray
That's
Wyatt.
that. No,
You said
yeah, but that's my dream pick.
Your dream
like,
pick.
Like
Your
if-
wishful thinking pick.
Yes, or Heath Slater, but Heath Slater wasn't in this match, and that really upset me.
There's another person that wasn't in this match we'll get to.
Oh right,
Uh,
not about that.
that we have a theory that we don't know what he's doing.
It's so
Okay.
sad.
Braun Strowman, when he came in, he just wrecked.
Braun Strowman. Oh my gosh, this dude.
Who did he take out now?
He
Braun
he
Strowman,
took out
Stardust
Big
and
Show?
Big Show.
Big Show. No, he took
Kane?
out Big Show, Kane, and Stardust all in one go.
So yeah, that guy is not to be messed with.
Cause Kane and Big Show are always like these two giant, like freaking.
Yeah, remember when we
They got
when they
an aura around them in the Rumble. Like you got to get rid of these guys, and he got rid of them all in like 1, 2.
yeah,
all
and he
gone.
got rid of Big Show quick.
I know. He got
And
rid of
he's
Kane and
taller
Big Show.
than Big Show. That's
in
right. He's
under
taller.
a minute. It was under a minute.
Yeah, so he come in and start wrecking it. So then we have
By the way, Luke Harper still in the match.
yep, so now we have two of the Wyatts. So we have two of the Wyatts when he comes in. And they just start doing exactly what we thought they would do, is start wrecking it. Kevin Owens, he comes in limping because of that first match, and we're like, this guy's not going to last. But he puts up a fight, and then right afterwards, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose. So
That was
the
that was
first-
probably the last thing this dude wanted.
it's like, here we go again. You just went through a table, and he's out there like Kevin Owens when he comes out. He's kind of like dragging his leg.
He's
and then
he's limping, and then Dean comes out. He's not exactly. He's
100%. And
But Dean comes out, and he's not like 100%, but he's also still. He looks like he's ready.
yeah, he's psycho.
Of course. it's
Okay,
Dean.
and then
and
Mr. SeaWorld's favorite.
one of my favorites at least. Whoa, whoa.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. This is how Mr. SeaWorld tells me. Guess who comes out? He attempts to imitate their theme song,
I know,
and I
it's-
have no idea what he's doing. I'm like,
Of course.
what are you talking about?
It's my favorite thing ever because he gets so confused, and I'm just
He's like,
like,
unless it's John Cena, I have no idea what the theme song is.
it's great.
And I used
On
to.
the
I used to
big
know
show.
what the songs were back when Edge was there and stuff like that. But
It's because I used
but-
to always do this.
okay,
And then
what's
you know.
the guy?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Okay, number 20. Sami
Mr.
Zayn.
NXT.
Mr. NXT, I guess.
Recently back from injury, and now in the main roster, maybe because he wasn't on Raw. Spoilers, and it was confusing.
Okay, Sami Zayn, good pop. Who went at it with him?
Owens.
Owens. Yeah, I guess they have a thing.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention, Kevin Owens, he eliminated AJ Styles.
Oh.
That happened, and
See, that was smart. This is what I think happened, and it was two indie guys because Kevin Owens has been an indie guy, and
Yeah.
and you told me that they wrestled each other before, AJ Styles. So it wasn't like WWE threw out an independent
by
know what I mean?
freaking
because Kevin Owens has
Johnson.
got his own, I was like street cred as an independent, and AJ Styles is. So I thought that was a good move. So it showed that.
it was basically WWE saying, "Hey, guess what? Don't hurt us, please."
Yeah, here's your two guys. He's got to leave, but we're gonna throw one of his guys out with him. So
Ha.
that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking they're thinking, but who knows what McMahon
And
is
then
thinking. Anyway, Eric. What was this? Eric Rowan?
Eric Rowan, Wyatt.
Wyatt. Okay.
Also, I
So
forgot
now we got-
how Sammy got eliminated. It's not written.
I
I know he eliminated Sammy's
Somebody got-
Rock or Owens.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I missed. It got confusing after a while.
Camera
So we got 3 Wyatts in there. So our theory is now all right. So we got all 3 of them.
All 3 of the Wyatts minus the actual Wyatt.
Wyatt. So they're in, and so everything we're saying, okay, this is gonna
And
happen.
It's all building up, and I'm like, I called it.
Yes, you did. And then Mark Henry comes out, and
He won the freaking. Okay.
I guess who throws out Mark Henry?
The Wyatts.
The
not,
Wyatts.
Not a specific Wyatt.
All
the
3 of
Wyatts.
them. Okay.
And
then
actually,
I thought this was a huge disappointment, cause he freaking won that disgrace to the pre-show. Poor pre-show.
Oh, because they won.
Yeah.
And the fact that and another thing, they're saying that Mark Henry, this is gonna be his last Royal Rumble. He's talking about retiring. What a way to set him off. Just
That's.
well, okay. The thing about it, though, it took 3 guys to throw him out.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like Stardust threw him out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Or Slater. You know, it's not like Slater went and threw him out.
I would have been
So
fine.
it was a good nod that this guy is so huge that it took 3 of the Wyatts, which are big guys, to throw him out. So much, but he should have lasted longer. And then, of course, Brock comes out and he wrecks havoc like Brock does. Who did Brock take out? He took out Luke Harper.
He took out. Actually, the first thing they did.
And Braun Strowman.
Brock Lesnar. He went at the Wyatts. And then he took out all of them.
Yeah, he took out all 3, and I'm like, what?
Dang. Then I was just sitting there like, crap.
And then you're like, how's this going? And then Bray Wyatt hasn't even come in yet.
So we'll save that.
So Bray Wyatt hasn't even come in yet. And so next comes Jack Swagger,
who also won the pre-show and also
Brock
got eliminated.
immediately. I think he did beat out Santino's record of quickest throwout elimination.
If anyone,
it was maybe a second longer, but he got thrown out quick.
Yeah.
So and then
The Miz,
and
25.
I missed how Miz got thrown out. I don't
So
have it
did
in,
I.
but Miz did something funny. They had Brock, so Miz is coming out when Brock is in there tearing up everything.
It's like freaking the Miz comes out, he sees Brock, and he's like, oh,
And-
hey look, commentator table.
Okay, we missed something here. During all this, so you're thinking, well, Roman Reigns is still in the match, right?
Oh yeah.
But I would say like good 3 or 4 people in, McMahon comes out and pulls him out underneath the ring, and the League of Nations proceed to pound the crap out of him, and then they take him out on the stretch, try to, and then he just walks out. So it was like, but he was never eliminated. So
Rip Spanish announce table.
they literally did, and so they take him out. He's gone. He's gone for like a good chunk of the match, and I'm sitting there. Okay, I know what they're gonna do. This is how he's gonna survive. He's gonna come back, and the announcers are even giving hints that hey, he wasn't eliminated. He's still in the match, and so
Yeah, I was sitting there like, this is way too.
And I'm sitting there.
I was like,
I'm like, she should have waited. But this is what the Miz does.
Uh,
he doesn't get in there when Brock and everything is there. He goes in the
Smart.
announce table and just starts doing commentary. And they're like, when are you gonna get in there? I'm resting. I'm saving my energy.
Smart, actually.
I'm like, and this is what I said when they did the Roman Reigns thing a couple years back. Miz got eliminated. Oh, he got like thrown underneath the bottom rope, and everybody forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
I forgot about
and then
him.
all of a sudden, this is when he had the fro hawk, and he goes and pops up his little head, and they all go, "The Miz is still in this."
I think he won that. Did he win
I
that?
think he did. I might be wrong, but I think he won that. And it was like, I'm like, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do the same thing we did with the Miz. Is they forgot about him, that he was still in there. So that's what I'm thinking when I'm watching this. Out comes Del Rio.
Uh-huh.
And Roman should have waited longer, but he comes back and gets out. So he lasted up to 26th guy, but he gets thrown out.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, crap, now
Then,
what?
Number 27, the number that is the most won. Fun fact, more people have won from the number 27 than anyone else.
And your guy,
Bray Wyatt.
And so you remember our theory that he was going to team up with all his guys and just throw out and just take over.
Well,
and we're like, oh, I can't do it now.
He doesn't have his guys.
It was-
Then he walks to the ring, and then he does the cane arm lift, but without the drop. You know what I'm talking about. And then all of his
All the
they're
Wyatts.
all still there, and they all can still.
So there's no
eliminate.
disqualification in this match. They all just run in and pick up Brock Lesnar and throw him out.
It was genius, and I was so happy.
And I'm thinking to myself, is that legal? Because Bray Wyatt didn't even touch him.
I know.
He didn't. Nobody except the guys who already got thrown out went back in there and threw him out. And I'm sitting there going, Heyman's gonna go nuts. Heyman's gonna go throw a fit. And I'm like, you didn't hear a peep about it. Heyman was there too. I seen him outside the ring, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? And I was like,
so happy.
that was so ingenious. He could still do what we thought, and he doesn't care. And then the thing is, they don't even have to sacrifice because they're all eliminated. So I'm sitting there, okay, Wyatt's got
Awesome.
this. Wyatt's got this. So if Roman don't got it,
Actually, I think like Brock threw a bunch of them out or something, or they just sort of left.
right.
I don't
So
know.
like I said, we don't know what happened
I
to
think
Miz and
yeah.
Sami Zayn. They got thrown out somewhere in there.
I think this is setting up a Bray Wyatt Lesnar feud.
It might.
And you know what I loved? Okay, you know how the guy I really didn't want to win, Brock Lesnar, got thrown out by the guy that I really did want to win, Bray Wyatt, and I was so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. So they set that up, and then we're sitting there going, okay, who's gonna be the big surprise? Because there's got to be a big surprise. And I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, from like 25 down, I'm pretty much figured out who was coming in. I go, we got the League of Nations, so we got Del Rio, Sheamus, and
Sheamus, Rusev, Barrett.
and Barrett. I'm like, okay, they got to have the League of Nations in there, so they're gonna have those three. Bray Wyatt.
Those four.
Bray Wyatt, and then I'm sitting there going, who's the last one?
There was one extra, and I was thinking Undertaker, because they've had a last Survivor Series, they've had a last, and they could have a last Royal Rumble.
So they came out with Miz, and I was like, Miz? Okay, and he did his thing.
It was like,
Del Rio came out,
and then counting down 5, 4, 3. I was so certain that it was gonna be Taker. It was like Undertaker, and it was like, I'm here to show the way. I'm here to show the way. It was Dolph Ziggler.
it was like Ziggler. Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, now it's just Sheamus and Bray Wyatt or Barrett, and I'm like,
Sheamus and Barrett.
I'm like-
last two.
I'm like, okay, that's sucks. And then so Sheamus comes out, of course, and then
yep.
I'm like, okay, so Sheamus comes out 29, and he's the guy that's been destroying Roman, and he don't even have to worry about that no more.
I think Roman spears it. No, this is the part where Roman comes back right here, and he comes back and he spears him before he gets in the ring. Remember that.
Okay, so he threw out Sheamus before Del Rio got him. Okay.
Del Rio stayed in the match for a while.
Yeah, because Del Rio's the one that threw out Roman, but Roman took out Sheamus.
Before he got in the ring. Well, yeah, later on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then he gets in the ring. I'm like, okay, number 30, Wade Barrett. It's got to be Wade. He's the
Yeah.
only one that's not left.
And we keep on pointing out that Wade Barrett doesn't talk. They don't do anything with Wade Barrett.
He's
Everybody else.
so sad. He
doesn't have any matches.
He was like you got that ambush at the end of TLC or whatever. It was Rusev and Del Rio and not Wade Barrett. And I was like, okay, number 30, come on, Wade. It's Triple H.
We're like, really?
Not Wade Barrett. That's this poor dude. Oh my gosh. Like, you couldn't sacrifice freaking, I don't know, Stardust for the
Our truth was entertaining.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Triple H comes out number 30.
That was a surprise.
Took out. So
Shock.
we had left.
Twist.
I think Ziggler stayed in there. Yep, Triple H took out Ziggler.
Sorry. Bumped the mic.
Bray Wyatt took Sheamus and Triple H to get Bray Wyatt out of there.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt stayed in there.
So they got him out, and then
Then it was Dolph Ziggler got eliminated by Triple H. Dolph Ziggler almost eliminated Triple H.
yeah, he did.
That was really close.
And then it ended up with the final 2.
No. Okay, so the last like 4 are like it's Triple H, Sheamus,
Bryant,
Roman, and
Ambrose.
Ambrose has been in this match for forever, like longer than Roman Reigns, and he was the first one in the match.
Yeah, because he got pounded.
Yeah.
So it ended up coming down to
Okay, so Sheamus got eliminated by Roman, and then the next elimination was Roman Reigns.
and then Bryant by Sheamus. Yeah, because then it was like, what? The belt's
Roman
gone.
Reigns got eliminated, and I was like, what? What? That was amazing. Because I was like 100% certain when Triple H and Roman Reigns were in the same ring, I was like, okay, I get it. Last 2, Roman Reigns, Triple H, and then someone's gonna win. I don't really know at this point. Blah, blah, blah. But Roman Reigns got eliminated. Then it came down to Dean Ambrose and Triple H.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
I was like,
Dean Ambrose?
Whoa.
And then Dean Ambrose is like, okay, I'll get another belt tonight.
I'm cool with that.
And then it didn't last
went
long.
at it. No, that lasted. No, it lasted. No. It lasted.
It lasted for a little bit, but it was no doubt in my mind Triple H won it.
No. I hoped in my heart.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did too. I wanted him to win, but it was just like, they're not going to give him 2 belts. They're not going to push him like that. And then
They could have.
they could have, but they didn't. And of course, Triple H won.
But smart move, not Triple H and Roman, because the internet would have hated that.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I don't care about the internet, but
Screw you, internet. You always ruin things.
they do. But
But it was.
hate mail, send it my way.
That's-
Anyway, it was. I just put boo, just boo. It's pathetic. I mean, really, he's done.
I didn't.
I don't
I
know.
was
I was disappointed.
upset at this, and then I watched Raw, and I
Yep.
was like, oh, crap! He knows that he's done,
Yeah.
and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna say something from Raw because it like completely changed everything for me. It was like, actually, I like this. I like this a lot because it wasn't. I didn't like Triple H winning. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, Triple H is gonna win, but I like the way he won though. Like I like the whole setup. I like how the main thing was it wasn't Roman in Triple
Right,
H.
that was
I
already
liked
taken
Dean.
out. Right.
That's.
I
like
think
that.
having Ambrose there was cool, but I was like, he isn't gonna win.
I like I think it was like the whole match was just, it was all entertaining me. I was like, okay, this is a good Rumble match. Triple H, he won, but I was like, but that's okay though, because I liked it. I
don't know. It
everything
was just so like, for me. I mean, the match was going really good. It was really exciting, and it's like Triple H came out and won. We're like, oh, okay, that's it. But like you said, it builds up Raw. It builds up WrestleMania.
Raw.
Raw. We really are biting at the lip to do a Raw review.
There's so much good stuff. Raw was amazing.
So
by the way.
we're gonna tape that later, but I give it a good. That was a good. B minus.
A.
B
That was an
minus.
A. That was an A pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
That was an A
I give you a
pay-per-view.
minus, but
I
so we'll call it a B
I liked-
plus.
no
A minus.
A plus. I'm calling this an A plus. I loved every match. Every match was there. I've watched some other of the older pay-per-views like
Okay, I'll give you. It was
Survivor
better than the
Series.
last. It was
Survivor
good.
Series.
It was good.
I liked every match. I was entertained. You know what? The Cell. I was kind of bored throughout that. I was barely watching Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Mainly
Yeah.
because I don't like Brock Lesnar.
But yeah. So thanks for watching. Again, I'm AI. This is Mr. Seaworld.
Yo.
This is our Royal Review. Our special side series from Raw Review. Please check that out.
Paper review.
pay-per-review. That's what we're going to call it. But again, this was a great match. Entertained. And if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, leave comments. We like to answer comments. We're just building this up. Beginning of the year, we figured this was a good time to launch. We're just going to be consistent and trying to keep these going. And it's all for fun. And it's clean, PG. Don't have to worry about language. This is something we don't do. But just hope you enjoy it. And we will see you next time.
We love you.